Hello, everybody. I know I am late. I will explain why I'm late in a moment. I'm so frazzled. I had to get so much done before stream. So I have, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be scattered for a good chunk of the beginning here. But hello, I hope you all are doing well. Right before we get to doing what we're supposed to be doing today, let us go on to our announcements, of which we have quite a few. I forgot to fix the thing from last stream. You would not believe how busy I've been. But in any case, let us get on to our announcements. So as per usual, I will talk about everything else first, and then I will circle back into talking about news related to Palestine. So let us first start off with Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Haiti. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna stutter a bit. Be warned. Sudan is currently in a war between the Sudanese Armed Forces and paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. Sudanese children have been burnt, whether alive or not. That is still disgusting and horrific. There has been a boycott called for Dubai and the United Arab Emirates because they don't have any gold mines. They are killing, raping, and terrorizing the Sudanese people for their gold. So do not participate in tourism related to the United Arab Emirates and Dubai, and don't buy any gold from them. Also, women in Sudan are forced to have sexual intercourse with soldiers to obtain food for their families. This is, by definition, literal sex slavery. Congo is in the midst of a silent genocide. Many are being worked to death as slaves in mines in order to mine for coltan, which is a valuable mineral that is used in electronics such as our phones and our computers. They are the #1 producer of this mineral, with millions having been killed and tons more still being killed. Women are being sexually assaulted, and men and children are forced to work in inhumane conditions, with over 6 million killed thus far, and the number is still climbing. Yemen is facing a famine, and also they are being punished for their involvement with supporting Palestine. Not too long ago, about 2 months ago now, I believe, they were bombed. And I believe they were bombed again recently for their involvement in supporting the Palestinian people. And Haiti, of course, is also experiencing gang violence while also going through the worst intense bouts of xenophobia and racism I have ever seen in my life. I have an example of a headline that was from not too long ago of Haitians in Springfield being attacked after a campaign of misinformation and xenophobia launched by the American far right wrongly accused them of eating pets, which is not real. That is not a real thing that is happening. That is just perpetuated racism and xenophobia. I have a whole bunch of links in the important links for the month of September down below if you would like to support any of these causes, as well as links to a fundraiser that was started by a Twitter user at sitcomabed, spelled SITCOMABED, for Sudan and Palestine via their Ko-fi. I also have a link to Posterity International, which they are currently trying to raise $70,000 to provide hygiene kits to the displaced people in the Kanyarenchia camp in Congo. The goal is to provide at least 10,000 or more hygiene kits to the people there, and these kits contain essential items such as soap, toothpaste, and sanitary products. There is also a link to a campaign that was started by TikTok user at atute_insp, spelled ATUTE_INSP, with her team, Mutual Aim, to collect money for Congo, Sudan, and Tigray. The donations will be divided between the 3 causes, so if you would like to donate but don't have the funds to donate to multiple campaigns, this is a great way to help Congo, Sudan, and Tigray. Venezuela, they are still in a blackout. If you don't know what has happened in Venezuela, there was an election between 2 candidates, Edmundo Gonzalez and Nicolas Maduro. Nicolas Maduro is a violent dictator in Venezuela, and he fudged the results to win, essentially. When he was not the winner, it was Edmundo Gonzalez that won. People were vocalizing their distaste and protesting these results. Many have been kidnapped, and they were sent to the largest torture center in Latin America called El Ecode, which I'm terribly sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Those who have not been taken have been threatened. There were 46 people killed in at least 24 hours after the election, which could have since risen since then. This man also has been reported as saying he wanted to set up concentration camps to re-educate the opposition. And, of course, as I said before, there is a current blackout happening. They're not allowed on Twitter. They're not allowed on any sort of social media whatsoever, or even the internet as a whole, I believe. So, keep your eyes on Venezuela and keep reading up about Venezuela, of course, during this time, because that is a horrific, terrible thing that is happening to the Venezuelan people. It is also Southeast Asian and East Asian Heritage Month. I'm terribly sorry that that's cut off still. I forgot to fix it because I forgot. It slipped my mind. I've been busy. But so I wish a happy Heritage Month to those who fall under the umbrella of Southeast Asian or East Asian. These umbrellas of Southeast Asian and East Asian are, as I have stated, umbrella terms, and they encompass a large variety of ethnicities. So please educate yourselves about who falls under this category, and also support Southeast Asian and East Asian people through local businesses, donations, what have you, all the time, and not just for this month. So yes, happy, very, very happy Southeast Asian and East Asian Heritage Month. It is also Hispanic Heritage Month. Those who are Hispanic, I wish you a lovely and amazing Heritage Month. Same thing with the Southeast and East Asian Heritage Month. Support Hispanic people always, and not just for this month exclusively. So buy from local Hispanic-run businesses, donations, what have you. And also, yeah, sorry, my brain stumbled on my sentence there and I had a brain fart. It is also Bisexual Awareness Month. I almost said my fellow bisexuals, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not correct. I am not bisexual. Brain farted again. To bisexual people everywhere, I love you all so, so much. You are incredible and amazing, and I wish you all the love in the world for this amazing Bisexual Awareness Month, which means now people know you exist. You're aware. People are aware you exist. Anyway, let's see, what do we got next? SAG-AFTRA is currently striking on their website. They have put, SAG-AFTRA members went on strike against video game employers on July 26th. The strike was called after more than 18 months of negotiations with some of the largest video game companies ended without a deal. The employers rebuffed our proposals for consent, compensation, and transparency around the use of AI, and instead have countered with a loophole-filled language, have countered with loophole-filled language that negates any protections they claim to offer. So that means there are a list of companies that are out there that are being boycotted, with some exceptions, of course. So please do check the SAG-AFTRA website's list of games that you can, there's like a search engine and you can look through it to see which games are being boycotted and which companies are also being boycotted, because remember, there are companies that fall under certain other game companies because monopolies exist. So yeah, the Oaxaca fires in Oaxaca, Mexico were incredibly devastating to the indigenous population of those who resided there. Many homes were burned to the ground, and many people and families were torn apart because of the many deaths that occurred as a result. The government has done nothing to support the people of Oaxaca, Mexico, so if you would like to support those who are rebuilding from this tragedy, there are links down below to support those in Oaxaca, Mexico. The Rio Grande do Sul floods were also incredibly devastating, with at least 100 or more people dead and displaced, with over 100 people dead and more than 200,000 people having been displaced. Excuse my language, I'm so sorry about that. There are links down below to learn more about the Rio Grande do Sul floods in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. There are articles that are written in Portuguese, so if you know Portuguese, that's great, you can go ahead and read those articles, but if you don't mind like translating them or finding articles in English as well, does not matter, just as long as you understand the situation, what's going on there. All indigenous tribes have been stripped of their clean water rights. There is a New York Times article linked down below from when this happened to the Navajo people, as well as links to support indigenous people forever and always, please. Please. The wildfires that tore through Maui were incredibly devastating to the indigenous population there. A historic town center has been destroyed, but they have since started to rebuild. It's been at least a year or two since this has occurred. So if you would like to support the indigenous population of Maui, there are links down below as well. And finally, before we get on to news about Palestine, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of businesses discriminating against the LGBT. So if you would like to support LGBT people at this time and always, there are links down below. Okay, so I have a fair bit of news regarding Palestine, but first we must talk about Lebanon, because what happened in Lebanon recently is also incredibly disturbing and upsetting. As I'm sure you're well aware of this, but if you're not, then let me recount this to you. Israel carried out a large-scale terrorist attack in Lebanon by causing tons of pagers to simultaneously explode across the country, which has injured thousands of people and killed tens of hundreds at this point. A young 8-year-old girl was amongst the casualties of those who died. This is a mass scale terrorist attack. I don't know what else to call this, but like outlets haven't really been reporting it as such. They're using very thinly veiled language, as is the usual when it comes to talking about Israel. This has happened twice now, I believe, maybe more. There have been 2 incidences back to back of pagers exploding, of tons of people dying, and the most recent one happened 2 days ago on Thursday. Right? One happened on Wednesday, and the other one, I believe, happened on Thursday. If I am incorrect on that, then I apologize. I saw what was going on in the news, and I made sure to put it down in my notes. I forgot to put which days they have occurred. But what did happen on Thursday, definitively, I can say, is that Israel launched a series of strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon in the wake of these pager explosions occurring that killed a senior Hezbollah military official in a densely populated part of southern Beirut in a neighborhood on... Oh, this is a different incident that happened on Friday. So, but it's still, you see what I mean? Israel just is doing the same things over and over and over and striking and killing people repeatedly. It's just getting to be repetition, and it's disturbing and disgusting and horrible, and it's killing tens of hundreds of people as they are continuing to bomb Palestine and killing innocent Palestinians who are still trying to get out of Gaza. So, of course, as always, I have links down below near the very top of the description that says, look here now for Palestine resources. There are links to educate yourself about Palestine, as well as links to a website called Gaza Funds that randomizes a bunch of GoFundMes for Palestinians who are in need of donations and trying to get out of Gaza. I wish this wasn't the case and they didn't have to evacuate their homeland, but because of the devastation and destruction of this genocide that has been ongoing for almost a year now, it's coming up a year in October, they have no choice but to leave, to save themselves and their family through whatever means they possibly can. So, of course, also there are charities linked down below as well, such as the PCRF and MAP, that are reliable charities that work directly in Gaza, getting food and supplies to those who desperately need it, which is the entire population in Gaza, as well as the West Bank, I believe, has also been under attack as of recent. And so, I believe that is all I have. Of course, let me just double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I have not missed anything. I'm terribly sorry for my stumbling over a bunch of those sentences and my information. I promise you that my information is good. I'm just having a bit of a brain fart today, but I thank you anyway for listening, and I appreciate you all whenever we do these announcements that you do sit and listen. Let me put the music on, and I will swap the screen. Hey, hello. But yeah, sorry again. I didn't mean to stumble over a bunch of that information. I'm normally a lot better when it comes to to talking about that stuff, but I'm just having a bad brain day. But thank you still for listening. I appreciate it. But hi. Hello, I hope we all are doing well. Yes, sorry, I was reading my girlfriend's message that she sent. Her best friend was born in Southeast Asia. I will not say where for privacy reasons in Southeast Asia, because I also know, but that's all you need to know. General public. But yes, hello. I hope we all are doing well today. I'm so sorry I'm late. I have an explanation, I promise. So, I ran late with getting dinner today. I've been having, I spaced out most of today because I had a meeting that I needed to do today at around like 10. It was like an hour long. It was short, but it also took up so much of my brain power. And just in general, having to do stuff for work. So I just was having a bit of a zone out for most of today. So I've just been sitting at my desk like, just like, having a hard time getting my attention back because I'm so tired. You guys love what I do. I love my job thus far, but oh man, am I just struggling right now because I'm so tired. Going in every single day is not something I'm used to, especially because, like, the last thing that I was doing that I considered work, that I wasn't getting paid for, my volunteer work, I went in like once or twice a week. I think I went in almost every single day for 1 week, but I didn't do that again. But I did go in like 2 days a week, and I thought that was rigorous as it is. 5 days out of the week is a whole different ball game. So it's oh, what the heck? Oh, there's just a whole bunch of cars lined up on my street, and it just confused me for a minute because I went to go turn on my lights because it's dark in my room. But yeah, I'm a bit frazzled. I'm still trying to get used to my schedule. My schedule is gonna change again in October because there's conferences coming up for specific stuff that I can't say further. But I'm gonna have to go in several hours earlier than I normally would. I was like, oh wait, oh my god, are they fixing my schedule? Are they changing my schedule? No, as it turns out, it's just for that week in particular, I think, or like couple weeks. I don't know how long it's going on for. But I'm going in early, so I'm gonna have like a 7-hour long shift for a bit. Oh dear, but I'll take it on. I'll take it on the chin and I'll go. I am not a quitter. I will complain about it, but I am not a quitter. You know? But... Ah! Leah! Oh my gosh! Hi! Hello, Leah! Oh my gosh, I didn't think you would be here. She's probably not gonna be here long, because she did tell me she had to go do something else today. But hi, Leah! Hello! Glad to have you here. I'm just talking about work. My schedule. But at least I'm done with training for right now, at least. Thank God. I'm done for now. I do have training next week on Tuesday. But other than that, I'm good. I'm gonna be here today, but plans have changed and I'm locked for the court stream. Oh! Well. We're glad to have you here. You know what? So it sucks your plans have changed, but you know what? We've gained a person back. Let's go. Sorry. I'm not celebrating that your plans have changed. That sucks. It absolutely sucks. But you're here, and that's all that matters. In any case, I think that's all I have. I legitimately haven't been doing much else. No, you know what I have been doing, actually? Hang on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. I was gonna save this for next stream because I did actually want to wait till Leah came in because I forgot to do it last stream because I just completely just blew my brain. Okay, but okay, I have two things I need to share with you all. Hold on. So first things first, I'm reading still, even though I think I'm steadily but surely losing my fucking motivation to read, which sucks. Look, Toni Morrison, I love you to death, but oh man, you killed my reading motivation. Took me like, what? 3 weeks to finish one of her books, and that's not good. Normally, I can finish one of her books in at least a week or two. So oopsie doopsies. But I have started a book about the Beatles. It's 500 pages long. I made my life so much harder by like, oh, I'm struggling to read a 300-page book in like 3 weeks. Might as well start a 500-page book and see where it goes. I have an audiobook for this one, so it helps a bit. But oh man, this book's called 150 Glimpses of the Beatles by Craig Brown. And I'm reading it because I'm curious what kind of material is in here, and like half of it is already shit I know, but the other half of it is just the most bonkers shit I've ever read in my life. What is happening? I don't know what's happening. But Beatles biographers are very hit or miss. I know. I think this is just like pure information instead of just like hypothesis, because this person's going like, this person reported on this, or this person reported on that. There's like 4 different accounts of when John beat the shit out of that one guy for calling him gay. I'm pretty sure. And he's like, the real answer is we don't fucking know what happened, and we will never know. Craig Brown's name doesn't ring any alarm bells. You might be golden. I hope so. The worst part about this, though, is not the length. I don't give a fuck. But the worst part about this is the audiobook has 4 different narrators, 3 of which are men that sound near identical, and one of them is a woman randomly. They're all taking turns trying to narrate this thing. One of the narrators sounds like Ian Hart doing a John impression whenever he does the Liverpudlian accent, and it fucking kills me every single time. I'm like, no! How did he weasel his way into my audiobook? Fuck! Get me out of here! Get me out! Please! I'm like clawing at the windows. I am laughing my ass off every single time, though, it happens. Oh my god, I skimmed the book for a second. I, like, opened it to the page that I have it bookmarked at, which I'm doing great in this so far. I'm like 100-something, almost 180 pages into this book. And I opened the book, and I thought it said Harry Belafonte in it, and I was like, holy shit, Harry Belafonte! Nope, it was not Harry Belafonte. I got my hopes up for no reason whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna put this back, though. I did finish a poetry book today, though, and it was very good and very upsetting. Here, actually, I'll tell you what it was, just in case you guys want to read it. Any of you poetry enjoyers, get out of my head, right? Any of you poetry enjoyers, I got a poetry book recommendation for you. It's very short. It's like 60-something pages long. It's called Building a Nest from the Bones of My People by Carolyn Morgan. Read it. It's very good. Please. Poetry enjoyers, rise up. Okay. The last thing I got to share with you guys before we move on to Am I the Asshole is poems. I have 4 poems to share with you guys because I forgot that I had poems to share with you guys last stream, and I meant to share them at the end of last stream, and I forgot like an idiot. Hold on, I gotta close my blinds, because now it's getting dark at 7 p.m. and I hate it! Ooh. Sorry. I've come alive. I've been exhausted all day, but I'm coming alive for stream. Alright, anyway, I have poems to share with you all. Because I forgot. I forgore. I wrote a couple when I was at work, but I'm not sharing those with you guys because those ones are terrible, and I had to write them. I had to write them so that no one could see what I was writing, and also had to keep it PG. I'm trying to become more cultured in horror literature. I'm currently reading Haunting of Hill House because I've never read it and I'm embarrassed. No, you know what? That's so fair, Leah. I read Haunting of Hill House, I think this past summer I read it. I only just read it recently, too. And, like, Shirley Jackson, my beloved. That book was really fucking good. I loved it. More so than the Netflix adaptation. Because I don't know why the Netflix adaptation decided, yeah, we're gonna make them all related, when, like, it works better without them being related. Fuck, dude. Anyway, it's poetry hour. Actually, I have 5. I have 5 to share with you guys? I wrote 3 in one day because I was like, fuck, I need to write a poem. It's been a hot minute. It's a bit gay, which is a nice surprise. Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, that's why it works so much better without them being related, because I'm like, bitch. Those two. Oh my. Alright, who wants to hear a poem? Show of hands, who wants to hear some poetry? Are we up for a poem? Before we do Am I the A-hole? I don't need to censor myself. Before we do Am I the asshole? I forgot there's like a delay. I keep forgetting there's a 20-second delay, so I'm like, why aren't you guys responding right away? No. I know why you guys aren't responding right away. It's because there's a 20-second delay. Oh, yeah. Poemy. I know it's supposed to be poemy, but my brain just read it as poemy, and it's like, Court's Poetry Hour, let's go! Okay. I can't read this in the dark, so I'm gonna use my background to help me read this. Thank God I changed my background recently, and it's got a lot of color and white background to it, because it helps me see. Alright. I think I'll read to you... Nah, you know what? I'll read all 5 of them. Why not? You guys are getting spoiled because it's been a minute. You guys didn't get any poems as of recent. So you guys... I'm spoiling you with all my poems today. Alright. These first 2 poems I wrote at the very beginning, the first day of the month, actually. All the way back on the 1st of September. It's been 20 days. So these are the first 2 poems I have. Which is... The first one is called I Want You, He's So Heavy. And yes, I did edit this... Don't say anything. Yes, I'm using a Beatles title, and I did drop the S. Please, just bear with me, alright? Bear with me. Alright, here we go. I want you, he's so heavy. Your head is above the clouds, lost in... Uh-oh. Oh, in a flurry of internal strife. Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. Where the world is no longer yours to grasp. I call your name, there is no sound. The soil sprouts hope from a single seed, planting its roots in my marrow. When will this longing end? I reach for your hand as you slip away underneath a cloak of shadow. Let me build a home in your ribcage. I crave your touch. Love eluded our youth, From our teenage escapades to our immature 20s. I snuck my fingers to your wrist, but you never picked up the sign. Flowers bloom around spring. When my body lays in the grass, I catch a glimpse of you floating by, flying high like you said you would. Sometimes I wish I were in your arms, carefree and laughing, a smile in your eye. My most beloved... Oh gosh darn it. I hate that I can't read my handwriting sometimes. What does that say? Oh. But during nights alone, you're a blink of spark lodged in my memory. Carry on, dreamer, I've got a road ahead. Okay. I'm so sorry, there was just such a long pause. I couldn't read my own handwriting for a second. Wait, there's I Want You, He's So Heavy. Jeez. I promise I hope the rest of them I won't have terrible pauses for. Anyway. This next one is called While My Guitar Is Warm, and I think this one is probably my favorite that I've written so far, because I just, like, something escaped my brain when I wrote this one, and I'm proud of it. Anyway. While my guitar is warm. Hot summer night, cigarette tucked between your teeth. There's a fly buzzing by. Ice is melting on the porch. Tell me you love me. But of course. A dedication is made in my name, which takes the crowd by storm. A chipped glass sits in the cupboard, the one from last Christmas. I keep it like a souvenir of when you were gone, and they played my song on the radio. The devil works through me, you used to say, fist poised above your head. The devil works through me, so don't question why. Our mattress is still on the floor. How come I don't see you anymore? Mama said she could smell blood in the carpet, years after it had been removed. Ducks paddle across the lake. I think there's been a mistake. Moonlight crests over the stadium, bright over you. This one goes out to my gal at home. Love you, baby. I turned the TV off. My guitar is smashed on stage. I miss the summer, which is crossed out and says, quiet. So there's While My Guitar Is Warm. Also, banger title for that one. I like the title of it a lot. So there's that one. Let's see. I've got 3 more, and then we can go on and do Am I the Asshole? Alright. This next one is called Sink, and I wrote this one like a couple days ago, like 2 days ago. Warm. No, not like worm. Warm. As in like... Oh, you don't need me to explain. Whatever, anyway. So this one's called Sink. This one... I don't know what happened in my brain. I think this one's kind of a weird bounce off between While My Guitar Is Warm. Their writing is fire, thank you. So this one's called Sink. This was my first one back after ages. My desire burns dry. Why won't you look at me while I cry? It crawls down my throat, yanking me past oblivion. My eyes don't see right anymore. Under the bathroom lights, my lips turn pale blue. You haven't got a clue. The kinds of mercy I've shown. Bowed before the altar, God hears no prayers in his name. Not a whisper, not a soul. Turned my back on salvation to follow your roadie tunes. Fill my dreams with bright, yearning hope. Ambition turns to dust. I need a fix of something strong to block out the night. You broke my jaw. I feel the floor reach for my ankles, snapping my resolve. Will tomorrow come at all? Everything fades out. Tomorrow is no more. So that one's Sink. This one I feel like is like a sequel or like a prequel to While My Guitar Is Warm. I guess I just reread My Guitar Is Warm, While My Guitar Is Warm, and I was like, yeah, let's make a sequel to it. Okay, these two, my favorites that I've written this week. Not of all time, but like of this week. This next one is called Girlhood, and I promise we're almost done. This one's called Girlhood. The mark in turning of age, when the glares become mortifying, swing high into the air, reach for heaven, they won't find you there. Pink mini squirts, 2 uneven pigtails, mock after mock, weigh down on your shoulders, blood on your shin, you'll never fit in. They start after the boys, gossip between chores. When are your breasts growing in? There's mud in your eye, Part of your soul wants to die, reborn again as one of the guys. Instead, you struggle on 10 years more, threaten to break down the door. When will your life begin? Gripping tight to the metal chain. Sunlight overhead, reach for heaven. Nowhere, girl of mine. Girl is crossed out. Make the world proud and say, nobody wanted a daughter anyway. I wrote this one based on the fact that I was sat on a swing at work. From the earth I rise, and the earth and one day I shall return. Hello, welcome. I'm reading some poems of mine, and then we're gonna get into, Am I the Asshole? I just am catching up because I like to read chat my poems. Anyways, this is the last poem for now. The last poem that I have. And, this one is called Now I've Found You. This one, I like, this one in particular is awesome and goes crazy. Oh, thank you. Okay, now this one's called Now I've Found You. Writing this all down now, I find the words less tangible. Incoherent as I try to recall my memories of nights spent traipsing around our old haunts. Mesmerized by time standing still, your finger touches the side of my palm. A warning. Too close. Suspect me now, suspect me then. How do you feel about your late great friend? Like I was socked between the rib cage, a flash makes me wince like never before. Cover the mirrors in fine dust, his face reflects back. My one lingering regret. It's good to touch. Palm to cheek, nose to nose, lips, ellipses. But they never care about the details, except what bullet did you eat. It sickens me that your legacy, masses weeping openly on gravestones. Never mind, I have your urn. The sting is still fresh, so come take me home. No roof can contend with your warm embrace, and when we dance again under silver moonlight, your laugh fills me, all right. So there's your confessional. Leave us alone. Good night. And that's Now I Found You. I wrote that one. That one just popped into my brain. I was writing it like an older man who was like confessing to like a whole bunch of shit that he did, like an older rock star. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Old rocker star POV. POV. You were gay and you had a lover who was also your bandmate, but oops, the public took it a little too far and now he's dead and now you have to stay behind forever with the fact that he's dead and you're still alive. Survivor's guilt, baby! Woo! Yeah. Love art. I love it. Okay, well, those are all my poems that I have for you today. Thank you for listening. I always appreciate it. Even if I feel a little bit like, I don't know, I get a little bit embarrassed about my poems sometimes, and I'm like, well, was this actually good, or did I just, like, I kind of hyped myself up a little bit. Many such cases. I love that phrase so much. Every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, many such cases. It just lives in my head now. I've seen it so many times at this point. I love it. Anyway. Alright. It's time to do some Am I the Asshole? Now, if you don't know what Am I the Asshole is, it's a subreddit on Reddit where people go and confess their sins. No, they talk about something that they've done or something that's happened to them, and let the masses of people on Reddit determine whether said person is the asshole or if they are not. Quotes when they read their own poems on their own stream. I am hyping myself up too much. I need to chill out. Me? Yeah, that is me. I get too cocky. I'm like, bro, I need to humble myself a little bit. Hang on. Or at least just like, I just don't like it. Sometimes I feel like I'm gloating. I'm like, damn, I'm so good. Then I'm like, wait a minute. Nope. Need to not do that. But in any case, right. Am I the asshole? I scrambled to try to get as many Am I the Asshole posts as I possibly could for stream. We may have to go in and do, like go through Am I the Asshole, but I will read them beforehand. These are all read beforehand, by the way. I read these because I don't want to get in trouble for TOS, but if we do go through the front page of Am I the Asshole, I will pick out a post, read through it first, and then present it to you guys because I don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube gods because I like my channel and I don't want it to get shut down. Welcome, welcome. You're not a million hours late, but I am late. I was very late to stream today. Alright. Let us get this party started. Blink? There we go. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at stream. So we are gonna go through a bunch of these posts, and we ourselves are going to initially determine what we think, if this person is the asshole or not, and then we're gonna read through some comments and see if the general public agrees with us, or if we are in the minority on this. Excuse me. Alright. So this one I found is from like a couple days ago, 3 days ago. And this one's titled, Am I the Asshole for Moving In With My Grandparents and Telling My Mom I'm Done Supporting Her? So the post goes on to read as such. My mom had me, 16F, when she was 18. My dad was some guy she hooked up with at college, and for years it was just the two of us. She didn't want to go back to her hometown so my grandparents could help us. She didn't even tell them about me for several years, and then used a 6-year-old me to break the news to them. Quote swearing. What? I swear all the time. What? Reddit mods have declared this person not the asshole, it seems. Yeah, but, you know, our opinion could differ. You never know. I lost my place. What? Then, not only she used me to break the news, but she had me ask them if we could stay there a while, and she coached me to do the puppy dog eyes and make it good. I did all that because she asked, and I was 6. When she wanted me to lie about my father, I did. When she wanted me to lie about where we'd lived before, I did. I did everything she asked. I followed her along eagerly, for the most part, when she was bouncing between guys and putting those relationships before me. I even shared a room with a random baby and toddler when I was 8 because the mom's then boyfriend only had one extra room where his kids slept. I tried to speak up once about wanting mom to focus more on me. She figured out what I was going to say and gave me this guilt trip about needing to be put first because she had me so young and how she needed me to get on board, so I never tried again. 4 years ago, she met her husband and dated him online when COVID kept everyone at home. They moved in together 3 years ago and got married 2 weeks after we moved in together. It was him, his 3 kids, and mom and me. His kids spent some time with their mom, but were with us a lot too. I hated it, honestly, but for mom, I said nothing. She put more effort into his kids than she did to me, and it stung a lot. They were younger, but so fucking what. I was still her kid too. She treated me more like an older sister by burdening me with her issues and asking me for help with them. So I started spending more time with my grandparents and started to thrive. And then her husband's ex died, and my mom and her husband wanted to take in her other kids, not mom's stepkids, and mom told me she/they were adopting them all. At that point, I just sort of gave up and asked my grandparents if I could live with them. There were some custody things still being worked out, so I was only living with those other kids a couple of days. Mom was shocked when I told her I wanted to stay with her parents, but she let me, thinking it was temporary. But she realized after more than a month that I'm serious. She was trying to get me to come and spend time with and bond with the kids and help out around the house. I said no. She said they'll be my official siblings in a year, and we need to give them a good life. I told her no. They'll be her kids, and I won't be because she never treated me like hers. I told her I don't want to give those kids a good life or to be their sister. I don't want to help her or her husband. I don't want to put her first anymore. I told her I'm done supporting her. Mom started crying, her husband cussed me out, and accused me of cruelty and abandoning my family. Am I the asshole? First of all, fuck that mom. Fuck that mom for parentifying her damn kid. Sorry, I went and got my water. Parentifying her damn kid by going and being like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna lay all my problems out for you to deal with, which is not, it's called parentification, I think, where you do that to your kid and like they take care of a bunch of things that they aren't supposed to. Mostly like when it comes to younger children. The daughter has a point, she is not an asshole. Yeah, she's not, no. She's not an asshole. Honestly, yeah, not the asshole. Because, like, she did go into the process, like, she is being parentified, essentially, and she is being treated more like just, like, a soundboard more than anything, a sounding board for this mom and her ideas. It's genuinely upsetting, to see this happening, of course, and, like, the mom genuinely just, like, not giving a fuck about her kid. It's just, the first and foremost thing that you should be doing when you are a parent is taking care of your children. It does not matter how young you are when you have your kid. And, like, yeah, it's kind of sad, too, that her mom had her kid so young, but at the same time, that's your kid now. You gotta take care of that baby, goddammit. Like, you gotta house it, and you gotta house that baby, you gotta feed that baby, take care of that baby, for however long the baby decides to live with you, you know. OP essentially didn't have a mom and was robbed of a childhood, is not being asked to help, and is now being asked to help mother these two other kids, like, get the fuck out. Yeah, exactly. It's genuinely, like, really, really upsetting. And I hope that OP has a better life now that she's with her grandparents. Because, oh my god. Alright, what did the masses of Reddit have to say? So Pleasant Koala 147 says, not the asshole. Just as your mother has put her needs first, you need to put your needs first. You have no obligation to be her Cinderella so you can pretend she's a good mother. Go live your own life. If you're not already in therapy as your grandparents, what? If you're not already in therapy as your grandparents, to go as your mother's neglect could impact you in the long term in ways you don't expect. Oh, ask your grandparents to go. I was like, what? What is the sentence? But OP puts, I'm not in therapy yet, but it's gonna take a while. It's gonna happen in a while. That's good. That's good. Hopefully OP gets therapy for that. That's, oh my god. C underscore majuscula. Always the weird Reddit user names. Put, not the asshole, and I would highly recommend telling your grandparents the truth about how you grew up if you haven't already. They should know so that it will strengthen your resolve if or when your egg donor decides to put up a big stink. Oh my god. To which OP replied, they know everything now, including the lies mom coached me to tell and how often she put me in less than great situations. If you have brought a human being into the world, it is your obligation as a human being to make sure that they are looked after properly and treated well, etc. Exactly. That's what I was saying before, too. Like, once you become a parent, you take care of that baby. But if you do not have the means to take care of that baby, there are avenues with which you can take to get help for that as well. Hopefully, if that is an option that's available. Of course, there's also adoption, but also, you know, the foster care system and the adoption system are less than caring when it comes to children who are in their system as a whole, of course. I don't look favorably upon the foster care / adoption systems, and I want greater reform for that, of course, but I don't know. I just hope that kids just don't deserve that, you know? especially with what happened with OP here. I'll read like one more and then we'll move on to the next post. Ghost of Tommy Knocker put, not the asshole. Ask your grandparents to help for help getting your important documents off your mother, like things like birth certificate or etc. Also, ask your grandparents to help you check your credit and identity details. You don't want your mother doing something like taking out loans or credit cards in your name. She may not be that kind of person, but it doesn't hurt to err on the side of caution. To which OP puts, oh, I could totally see her doing that. Jesus, that is... All my love to OP. I hope that she thrives in her new life with her grandparents, and I hope that she never sees her god-awful mother and her terrible husband ever again, frankly, because holy fucking shit. Alright, let us move on to the next one, which I'm just gonna swap on screen because I don't have the energy to keep going back and forth between switching the screen off and not switching the screen off. Okay, this one's a short-ish one, which the masses have determined this person's an asshole, and I bookmarked this and I read it a little bit, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be interesting. So this one goes, is titled, Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend it wasn't okay to wake me up in the middle of the night even though she felt unsafe? So the post goes on to detail, excuse me. So this happened recently, and I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong here. My girlfriend called me in the middle of the night after being out drinking with friends. I had an extremely important and long work day ahead, she knew it, and I was already running on too little sleep. When she called, she said she missed me and just wanted to talk. I told her I really needed to sleep because of my early start and how tired I was. She asked if I could stay on the phone with her for another 10 minutes, and we ended up having a nice conversation before I went back to bed. The next day, I told her that while I understood she wanted to talk, it really wasn't okay for me to be woken up like that, especially when I had such a demanding day ahead. Her response was that she felt unsafe walking home at night and that she needed to hear my voice to feel better. I stuck to my point. Then she said I was being an asshole for not understanding the female perspective and how unsafe it can feel to be alone on a street at night. Also that I am an asshole because she needed to ask for my help. I told her that I get that it can be scary, but I still think she could have called someone else who was awake or even ordered a taxi instead of waking me up when I had such an important day ahead. I obviously want to be there for her when she needs me, but I still think it's unreasonable to wake someone up for a non-emergency in the middle of the night, especially when it's going to mess up their day. Am I the asshole? Oh my god. Look, I'm not laughing at the post itself. When I laugh, it's more like a nervous laugh or like a incredulous, like, what the fuck kind of laugh. This is one of those, like, what the fuck laughs, because it's like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. I mean, the person put, like, an edit, and I'll read it in a moment. Order a taxi, like, that's any safe. Exactly. This fucking person, I swear to God, like, yes, yeah, this guy does not understand that it is scary to walk home alone at night when you are not a man. Like, it's terrifying, especially because, like, there are so many things that could happen. There could be someone there that wants to kill you, or rape you, or, hello, welcome in. We're doing Am I the Asshole? Sorry, I was in the middle of my sentence. Like a raper, or, abduction's a thing. Like, there's so many things that could happen. And also, as Voxy put it, ordering a taxi, like, that's any safer. Yeah, like Ubers or Lyfts or whatever, taxis, that's still unsafe too, because you don't know who's behind the wheel of that. Especially when you're by yourself. Oh, that's ripe for, like, problems. This guy obviously has never thought about what it could possibly be like to be a woman at night, or ever. Exactly. Never thought of what could possibly happen. And like, it's a phone call. Yeah, you have to go to work. But dude, like, if it means your girlfriend feels safer when she's walking home from, like, a night out with her friends by herself, you take that sacrifice. Because then, at least she has, like, you can, like, if there's a problem, you know what's going on and you can, like, do something about it, and you don't have to fret about your girlfriend not picking up the phone when you call her one day. Like, It's... I feel like it would be scary to walk home alone, period, but what do I know? I have had to... Well, I haven't walked home alone because, like, I live in an area where I can't walk anywhere from anywhere because I live in the middle of fucking... the worst place. You have to go by car places. But I have had to go to the parking lot. It's like after work, when I had my previous job ages ago, I had to walk to my car in the dark. And that was scary because I was by myself and it was like 9 at night. And so it was after a bunch of places had closed. So I was like walking in the dark, trying to keep under like lampposts to be sure that I was seen in case anything happened, and also had my keys in my hand in case I needed to pull them out to like hit somebody, you know, because that's what I was told, like put your keys between your fingers to have as like a defense mechanism. So yeah, I feel safer hearing your voice. Yeah, she could have called someone else. You are her partner. You make her feel safe. A mild annoyance is worth your partner's safety. You absolute dingus. Yeah, right? Plus, like, a lot of the time, especially if it's a man targeting a woman, if they hear her on the phone with her boyfriend a lot of the time, they're not gonna bother her. Or so I'm led to believe. That might not all be the case a lot of the time, but in most instances, that is the case. I have done gigs where I walked home from the venue to my car with grit teeth and keys between my fingers. Shit is real out there. Exactly. Yeah. It's terrifying. Nighttime's terrible. Putting your keys between your fingers is actually a real bad way to defend yourself. I know. I don't have mace or anything, so it's the next best thing I got. Nowadays, I have an adorable little purple pepper spray, but still, LMAO. I don't have pepper spray. I don't have mace either. I just have my keys. Which I have a club, too, that I can use as a weapon, but otherwise, I don't have that. So I just have my keys. Anyway, let's read the edit and read what other people have put in the comments. OP put an edit to the post saying, "Thank you so much for helping me reflect myself. Helping me reflecting myself." Terrible grammar. "I was definitely the asshole because otherwise the I want to be always there for you are just empty words. Also, I was mad at myself for not having enough sleep, and the 30 minutes I gave her is in no relation to give her the feeling of safety." God, you need to learn how to time. Okay, if English is not your first language, I understand that, but I think the main reason I want to set this boundary is because of another conflict which had nothing to do with that one. What? Okay. "I wish I had a pair of brass knuckles, but those aren't legal in like 99% of the US. Yeah. Conceal carry, my beloved." I don't have shit, but I'm doing my darndest. Alright, so let's read what the comments had to say. Also, Dominic, I know for a fact that you're a minor, so you can't be a moderator. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to disregard that. And also, I'm not looking for any new moderators at this time. Anyway, Poe Tucker Gus put, "You're the asshole. It sounds like you're the only one for her when it's convenient for you, not when she needs. Why is sleep and work more important to you than your girlfriend's safety?" And then this person put an edit that says, "Guys, being on the phone with someone while walking or in a taxi is in fact a safety measure. You can't exactly call 911 while being attacked, but the person you're talking to can." Yep. Person put, edit 2, "The point is you should be able to rely on your partner. You should be able to call them at any time of day or night if you need them. Sleep and work should not be more important than your partner. You should be willing to stay up all night when your partner needs you, then go work all day. If both parties aren't willing to do that, you are in the wrong relationship." Final edit because I wasn't clear in what I meant. "OP's girlfriend shouldn't be going out drinking without planning a safe way to get home. She should have told OP she felt unsafe on the call rather than the next day. She was wrong for both." She doesn't owe you shit, but alright. However, OP said he thinks it's unreasonable to wake someone up in the night if it's not an emergency. That is why I think he's an asshole. There are many reasons one might call their partner in the middle of the night when it isn't really an emergency, but they are needed. You should be willing to be woken up by your partner if they need you, no matter what. They should too. It's a two-way street on this, people. The The way Opie talks about the call, it sounds like he was woken up for no more than 30 minutes. While his girlfriend wasn't right in not planning, he was woken up for 30 minutes so his girlfriend could feel safe walking home. I'm sorry, but 30 minutes once isn't a big deal. Occasionally losing sleep for your partner is just what you do for the person you love. Each person sacrifices for the other. If you still think I'm wrong, that's cool. You don't have to do any of that for anyone if you don't want to, but hopefully one day you find the person that does. How did you know I'm a minor? You have said your birthday before. I remember that. I know when your birthday is because you put it in chat. That's how I know. You shouldn't have put your birthday in chat, but you did, and I remembered it for the future. Anyway, guy probably didn't have good male role models or interacted with a whole lot of women outside of romantic context. He clearly lacks perspective. Blah. Yes. Also, this comment. Boy, we sure are in the throes of Reddit, huh? Like, buddy, she shouldn't have to plan a route for her own safety. She should just be able to walk on the road in the middle of the night if she wants to, without having to feel like she's gonna die. We shouldn't have to feel that way. Come on. Gracious. Oh my god, anyway. Alright, Vixen Xavier, I hope I said that right, goes on to put, soft you are the asshole here. Soft. If my future lover or something like that woke me up, I would def make him or her, it feels safe and put them back to sleep. Exactly. Yeah, actually, before I read this comment, when I was still friends with someone from my past, she would often send me her, like, the Lyft or Uber driver's information, for another one of our friends, for them to get home from work. And it was really late at night by the time that they got off of work, but I stayed up every single night to, watch, because they sent me, like, a route where, in real time, watch the car, get to their house so that I could watch it and monitor it to see if the car went off course from where it was going and report it if need be for like a possible kidnapping case. It was really late at night. It was probably like 10-11 p.m. and I was going to bed because I usually had to go to school the next day, but I would stay up every single night and I would watch that map because I wanted my friend to get home safe. And they made it home safe every single time. There was one instance that frightened me a little bit, but I asked them about it later, and they said, oh, the car went off course and missed the turn and had to do a little U-turn, but everything turned out fine. And I was like, okay, good to know. Thank you for letting me know. I did that every single time, and I didn't complain about it. It was late. I was tired. I didn't care. I just wanted to make sure they got home safe. Oh, God, why? I was about to sneeze and it disappeared. Fuck. Ugh. It doesn't matter whether it's a good reason or not. I would make them still think to feel comfortable and meet their needs. Exactly. You care about your partner. You care about them because you love them. Shout out my girlfriend. Love her to bits and pieces. If she called me in the middle of the night feeling unsafe, I would stay on the phone with her. Because, like, that is the morally decent thing to do to make her feel better. And I know she would do the same thing. In fact, she has done that for me before. I had a full-on breakdown at like 2 or 3 in the morning at one time. And I texted her. And she answered. And we had a nice little conversation until I felt better. And I will do the same thing for her. It's a give and take. We both care about each other that deeply, you know? I love her to bits and pieces. And I would absolutely take a bullet for her. Hang on. I have to fix a thing. I'm trying to charge my charging bank, and it's been fucking with me all day, and it's just now gotten to its... There's like 4 levels to charge it for, and it's only just gotten to the 2nd level, even though it's been on the charge since like 10 this morning. And this is not how it normally is when it charges. So, like, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Love you, Quartz. Love you too, my little June bug. I love you. I love my girlfriend. You guys, I love her to bits and pieces. And I will tell her that every single day, and I will let you guys know that I love her too. Bring her up every possible opportunity I can. Anyway, let me read this comment, and then we'll move on to the next post. This person goes on to write, soft, you're the asshole here. Your desire for sleep is totally reasonable, and in general, yeah, if you've communicated you need to rest before a long and demanding day, you should avoid calling during sleeping hours, but feeling unsafe when walking home alone, that is an emergency. That's I feel like I'm in danger. Can I be on the phone with you so I'm not in as much danger moment? That's what a partner is for. Sometimes you sacrifice a little to support them. 10 minutes isn't that long. It's not going to make or break your performance the next day. Suggesting she should call someone else is fine, but it should be suggesting she try calling someone else first. But if that's not enough and she calls you, you pick up. Now, if that continues and happens extremely frequently, exactly when she knows you are indisposed, I'd question her risk assessment capabilities, either in determining how safe she is, or in figuring out other options besides possibly risky behavior. But as it stands, I think you're slightly in the wrong here. Y'all are a sweet couple. We love June in this household. Thank you. That's my future wife, everybody. That's my future wife in the chat. She's been here since the beginning of this channel, and she will be here for as long as is humanly possible. By Jove. Love her. Love her to bits. Alright, let's see. Next post. We spent a little too long on this one. Reddit moment where I'm scared of getting killed or worse, and I'm... What was it? Hang on. Ah! I clicked the wrong thing! And I'm sleepy are equally bad situations to be in. Yep. Reddit has a terrible time discerning what it should and should not be more pertinent. They are just terrible at it. Alright, so this next one is, am I the asshole for taking over a family therapy session with my rant? Now, I read through this one, and I have some thoughts, but let's get into it, shall we? This one says, I'm 16M, currently in family therapy with my dad, his wife, my sister, 14, and step-siblings, 10, 9, and 7. This blended family thing is pretty new still, with my dad being remarried for 2 years. My mom died, so I only have one home. And I'll be honest, I was never excited or really into the whole blended family thing, but I know that's not my decision. All 3 of my step-siblings have food allergies. 2 have bad ones, so the way we eat changed a lot. This included places we eat at that were a part of traditions. For most of my life, we'd eat at this local noodle bar in town for the end of the school year, and whenever we had a school thing, play, graduation, report card, etc. And we're not allowed to go there anymore because of the allergies. Even just with Dad, it's a no-go. We can't bring ice cream into the house anymore because my step-siblings can't eat it. Only my dad and his wife can prepare food, so no more making a sandwich for myself either. Birthdays have changed. My sister and I can no longer eat at our preferred restaurant of choice because of my step-siblings, and we can't bring my favorite dish into the house either, so now it's a place that my step-siblings love and is acceptable for their allergies. For 2 years, Dad has talked about how great we are to make all these changes and how family is worth it. About 4 months ago, his wife noticed my sister and I weren't engaged with the family in the way she thought we'd be. We didn't want to talk to her, excuse me. She also noticed that my sister had cut me and her out of some photos of all of us and used just me and her for her room's wall art. So she and Dad decided we needed some family therapy. Since we started about 2 months ago, there has been a lot of what's the problem, why are we there, explain the problem, and my dad has also talked about all the good from a blended family. What? All the good from, I'm gonna assume he meant all the good from being a blended family, and changes were mentioned, and he talks about how happy we all are to make them. Well, last week I got so sick of it, and the therapist asked me if I was truly okay with them, and I went off. I said, no, I'm not, that I hate the changes, that it's unfair, that I never said I wanted my step-siblings to celebrate my birthday more than I wanted my favorite foods, that these things were decided for me. I said I never would have made the decision because celebrating with them isn't important to me. I'd rather have a good time with the people I love and enjoy food that I love instead, and that I hate not being able to make a sandwich or buy snacks after school. I basically went off for the whole session between a rant and answering questions the therapist put to me. My dad is so mad at me for doing it, and his wife is really upset because her kids heard it. But she was also upset because she accepted on some level that I didn't want this ever. She's also kind of mad that I took up a whole session with my rant. Am I the asshole? Okay. Obviously, no, this kid is not the asshole for talking about his grievances and upsets that are currently occurring in this family scenario. But also it's like, yeah, like, I don't know how to put this to words properly, but it's like, this therapy session is probably not working out properly if the parents are the ones that are leading the conversations a lot more than, like, everyone in the family having a conversation. Because when you're doing family therapy, a lot of the time, you don't just hear from one party, you hear from all parties. Because the whole point of family therapy is you're working as a family together to fix the issue. So if this kind of issue has been persisting for a while and they haven't gotten a chance to talk about it, then there's something really wrong with the therapy session that's ongoing, if that makes any sense. This one's kind of tricky and a little more gray. I don't know, just an unpleasant situation. Yeah, like, I understand. Sometimes it can be hard to give up grievances, especially the truth hurts. Especially difficult if you're a kid with no power. Exactly. This one is interesting for me because, like, yeah, the kid's not an asshole, obviously, for talking about having some grievances, but also it's like, you're young, and, like, ultimately, yeah, and also, like, there's still also the grieving the mom part about it, too. The mom only just died a couple of years ago. I'm not gonna try to speculate on the mentality of, like, what's going on, or when the truth hurts, yeah. The like, current mental state of this child and his sister, obviously, because, yeah, there appears to be some hurt, but I'm not gonna go any further than that. But, yeah. Had a similar situation as a teenager, but now I have a lot more empathy for my parents than I did then. It just kind of sucks. Yeah. Like, it does suck. But as time goes on, you learn to view the lens of those moments differently. Like, your perspective shifts because of the fact that you have had more time to look back on those. Now that you're no longer a child, you are now an adult. Like, there's a lot of situations that I look back on that happened when I was around this kid's age, and I look back on it now and I'm like, damn, yeah, I was in the wrong there, or, oh, I was in the right, but I didn't express that properly. Like, I'm reflecting on it, and, like, the situation does suck, ultimately, but I think at the end of the day, time will heal all wounds, and hopefully, I'm going to say hopefully, this kid and his siblings grow up and it gets better. Therapy sessions have time limits, I know. Unfortunately, they do have time limits, but ultimately, yeah, the therapy sessions also gotta get fixed, because, like, you can't have the parents leading the discussions the whole time. The kids gotta speak too, because, like, kids are gonna have some problems they want to work through with the parents too. Can't just neglect that. This person clearly had to change almost all of its life because of some allergies. I believe sometimes we have to change things for others, but sometimes people take rules too far. Yeah, I know. Like, the parents are being a little bit overbearing when it comes to what should and shouldn't be allowed in the house in terms of food, especially with like allergies and stuff. But of course, you also have to be super careful when it comes to kids with allergies, as I have learned through all of my training, because the littlest things that could potentially trigger an epileptic or not an epileptic, like if they have an allergic reaction and you need to pull out the epinephrine, oh, it's like life or death. You got to be really really careful about that stuff. So I understand where the parents are coming from. I understand where the kids are coming from as well. This is a very, there's a lot of cogs turning in this situation. I used to have therapy sessions where I ramble on about something for like 30 minutes. Yeah, when I used to have therapy, I struggled to talk about a lot of the stuff that was going on in my life in therapy. And then my last therapy session I ever had, my therapist tried to diagnose me, which you're not supposed to do as a therapist. You're supposed to help give coping strategies. You're not a psychiatrist or psychologist. You cannot diagnose people as a therapist unless you have I almost said multi-classing, then I'm like, that's not right. If you have multiple disciplines where you're like a psychotherapist or whatever, you can, but like for the most part, if you are just strictly a therapist, you cannot diagnose. Anyway, allergy to nuts, she's anaphylactic. Yeah, if people go into anaphylactic shock, oh boy, that's life or death. The conflict may seem inconsequential to us as adults, but OP as a kid, stuff like this could be very disorienting and stuff. Exactly. See what I mean? Like, we as adults are looking on this and being like, yeah, this is not the biggest deal in the whole world, and like we can see through the parents' lens that obviously they are trying to do their best by their children and working as hard as they can to ensure that everybody is happy while, you know, making decisions that aren't exactly accommodating. But also, through the lens of this kid, they've lost their mom, their dad's remarried, they have a whole bunch of new step-siblings they have to accommodate for now, and life is not at all what it was before, and these changes are so, like, they're uprooting their life almost, and it's disorienting, like Leah was saying, and generally upsetting. So, like, yeah, I get both sides of the equation here, but also still, the kid's not the asshole. So when I share food with her during lunch break or something, I have to be very careful about the ingredients. Yeah, we have to be careful with our kids too. It's why we don't have like peanut butter or anything, because we have quite a few kids who have nut allergies. We have a sun butter instead, which is peanut butter made with sunflower seeds instead. Anyway, let's see what the comments have to say. What has Reddit determined? Remarkable Ground 66 put ugh entitled parents. Oh boy, here we go. Kiddo, you're here asking if you were wrong to use the therapy you were shoved into. No, sweetheart, you're not wrong for that, nor for any of your feelings around your stepfamily. It was not your choice for them to join your family, and had your father not pushed this, you likely would not have been as against this. It's not your fault you weren't considered in this life-changing choice. I do not believe you can tell your dad not to date, marry, or whatever. But your dad, likewise, cannot demand that you be okay with choices made without you. Not the asshole, and your dad needs to back off unless he wants to lose you and your sister, to which OP replied, yeah, exactly. Like, I can't tell him not to marry, and I can't ask him to stay single just because mom died. I always got that, but he just assumed he could say we were a family and suddenly we'd love these people and want them and see them like he did. Yeah. I don't know necessarily that the parents are entitled so much as they're just, like, making some choices that aren't being really accommodating, per se. But we just do not have a full clear picture here, either. Because we're getting this from, a specific side, from a specific party. Had it been from, like, both sides, then we can make a determination whether or not they're entitled. But we are getting this from a specific point of view. That's not the parents, so we're getting a specific lens of how they're being viewed. So I'm not going to necessarily put that label on them, but also I can't say for certain if they are being entitled or not. I think entitled is like a specific word that's used in a specific instance. But, you know, I'm not 16 anymore, so I don't know. I haven't been 16 in a real long time. Alright, Kiflington put, not the asshole at all. You and your sister are the unhappy ones, so it's only natural that the focus will, at least initially, be disproportionately on the feelings of the two of you. Did your dad's wife expect the therapist would spend hours listening to her gushing about how happy she is that she's getting her way so much? To which OP replied, she thought we'd bring up things that are, in her words, workable or fixable. That's what she told Dad when I heard them talk about it. But she realizes it's deeper because it's not like me and my sister, wanted to be a blended family, and she realizes I don't love her and her kids, which for her isn't a workable problem. I'm not even sure what she means exactly. I guess something that's easy to fix. Well, let's see. I'll do one more and then we can move on to the next post. We spent a bit of time on this one, but I think it's important. This one person, Odin Nauther, put, not the asshole, not one bit. You've been through a lot, and blending a family is tough. Put losing your mom and severe food allergies, and it's even harder. It's completely understandable to feel the way you do. I think the family therapy is the right thing to do if everyone engages, which it sounds like you are. Maybe you can ask your dad to get you some individual therapy. He's right that family makes sacrifices, but it sounds like he only expected you and your sister to make them so far. So again, you're not the asshole. I hope that the family therapy starts to help the situation. Excuse me. So which OP replies, I would not be comfortable asking my dad for that right now. He's too mad, and I feel like we'll fight if we're talking to each other too much, especially now that he knows I don't consider them family. I know that wasn't what he wanted to hear, or his wife. Okay, well, I hope things get better for OP. I hope things round themselves out eventually, that family therapy gets better, and that they're able to work through their problems a little bit easier. They're able to verbalize their problems and find solutions to them. I just hope everything goes well in this instance. But that is all for that one. So let's take it on to the next one. Uh-oh! This one got removed. Damn it! I really liked this one too. What the heck? Reddit. It's an impossible username to pronounce. Competition, and my opponent's the average Reddit user. Look, sometimes I get the usernames because sometimes it's like words in a different language, and that's on me for mispronouncing it, but most of the time I'm like, what is this name? Oftentimes people's genuine feelings around a situation are not the things you want to hear. Exactly. Okay. This one, I guess we have the little synopsis of it to go by, which OP put, I told my grandparents to stop showing up to my art classes / viewings and that I'd ignore them if they keep coming. Might be shitty of me because they are my grandparents and they're trying so hard to make things work for my family, plus I didn't really sit down and have a heart or anything. I remember this one, I think vaguely, when I bookmarked it like yesterday. I bookmarked this yesterday. I don't know how it got removed so quick. Goddamn. But, I believe this post was talking, like, the Reddit user was talking about the fact that their dad had an affair with a woman and now has a new baby with that woman, and so their mom, I can't remember the person's gender, I'm just gonna use they for now. Their mom is trying to get a divorce, or I believe they are divorced. I can't exactly remember. I think it's a divorce. They're in the process of a divorce, or they are divorced from this dad because of the fact that he had an affair with another woman and now has another child. And he wants the OP to be more involved with the family now, but OP has, like, their dad blocked and everything and doesn't want to talk to them at all. So the grandparents have been trying to make an effort. The grandparents on the dad's side have been trying to make an effort to try to get OP to interact with the baby by showing up to their art shows that they put on, which is like a little gallery where family and friends are invited, by bringing the baby with them to the art showings, to which that makes them uncomfortable because they don't want any part of their dad's new family, nor do they want any sort of interaction with this baby because that's not their sibling in their eyes. And so they let the security know to not let the grandparents in, but they still show up anyways and stand outside the door, and everyone is mad about it, except for the mom, I think. The mom is in therapy, I think I recall OP putting there, and everyone is mad about that. And they asked, are they the asshole? Miraculously, I remembered all of that. I think I remembered that one so well because it was just so potent, and I was just like, damn, that sucks, dude. Yeah, you're not the asshole, but holy fucking shit, what is going on in your family? I don't know if they put it on their profile or not. I'm not gonna scroll through. But that's just what I vaguely remember from it. But based on what I remember, 100% this person is not the asshole. Why on earth is the... The dad had an affair with another woman. Obviously, that's, like, disgusting. And, like, trying to push this new family onto your child is not gonna work. Especially because, like, this child does not have a good relationship with you and doesn't want anything to do with you. So, like, it's only natural that they're like, yeah, I don't want any part in your new family. That's not my sibling. I don't want it. So, if someone doesn't want you in your life, you cannot blunt force push your way into their life regardless. That is not how it works. Exactly. Oops. Let's scroll down the comments and see what people had to say. MC Susie put, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. You're not the asshole, and your position with regard to your father and his child is perfectly reasonable. You have absolutely no obligation to see him, nor do you have any obligation to see his baby, his parents, or anyone else. This seems to have grown to the point where your grandparents are harassing you. Are you in the US or the UK? In the US, I think you should ask your mother to help you get a restraining order against your paternal grandparents. I just don't know if that is feasible in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, like, you could get a restraining order, or you could, like, I don't know what other alternatives there are to that whole thing. There is a restraining order, but there's also, like, I don't know, that's real hard to, like, cut your grandparents off, especially if they, like, keep showing up to places they shouldn't be. I don't know if a restraining order would stop them necessarily, but I guess it's a good shout to, like, try. Nestor 1953 put, I'm so sorry that your mom and you are going through this, and I'm glad that the art show organizers have taken your concerns seriously and won't allow your grandparents to enter. Their behavior is way over the line. There are two people I think might be best qualified to help you handle this. The first is your mom's lawyer. Oh, right, yeah, there's a lawyer involved in this. Because, like, of the divorce. They should be able to tell you if there's a way you can use the law to make this stop. I'm not too optimistic, but it's worth checking out if you can get an order to keep them and the baby a certain number of feet away from you and from harassing you with name calling and such. Oh, yeah, they were calling them names, too, yeah. The second person is your therapist. Mentioned they both are going to therapy, yep. Please talk with her about how your grandparents' behavior is making you feel and explore different ways to handle their truly unacceptable manipulative behavior and name-calling. From where I sit, anything that feels right to you, short of physical violence, would be okay ways for you to handle this situation. Whatever helps you to cope is just fine. From shouting at them, to crossing the street and ignoring them, to posting about their behavior online. Truly, you will not be an A virtually no matter what you do. I don't know what that means. Your grandparents are the adults here. They should do better. You're the kid they're trying to manipulate to make them feel better about what their son has done. You are not an asshole 100 times over. Shame that this fucking post got removed because, like, this, wow, but I hope OP is doing better because that situation is fucked. And, fuck those grandparents and their dad, too. Fuck them all. Alright. This one is a little... I know there's a lot of posts where there's like a bunch of kids involved in this, but I promise I did get a bunch of posts with adults in it. For some reason, this one is just like... This one is littered with kid posts for a bit, probably because back to school stuff. Alright. Sorry, I had to fix a thing. A is an asshole. Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry. Oh, I'm an airhead. Alright. So this one hits a little close to home because it's theater related, and I was a theater kid. And by theater kid, I mean I did theater for 2.5 years in high school. So I held it a little close to my heart. But I promise there's a bunch of stuff with adults in it later. But yeah, I just skimmed through and I found a whole bunch of these on the front page, and I was like, ooh, okay, I'll bookmark these. But yeah, so this one is, am I the asshole for not giving up a role in my school's play to another girl? I, 15F, am a junior in high school, and the cast list has just gone out for our school's fall drama. I'll be playing Emily in Our Town. It's the lead role. Our Town, my beloved. The thing is, I really like theater and acting and seeing shows, but I consider it a hobby. I've got a few ideas of what I'd like to study in college, but theater isn't one of them. Same hat. Sarah is a senior, and she's absolutely going to study theater in college. She is furious that I got the role instead of her. Said it was insane for a junior to get it instead of a senior. She's more deserving. I only got it because she's more developed and mature. I have no idea what that means, except for the fact that I'm kind of shrimpy and Emily is a young girl in the first act, so I guess it's a dig on my body. I heard this through some other acts, but Sarah did come directly to me today and tell me we should switch roles. She's playing Julia. Sarah was kind of nice at first when she spoke to me, but got kind of... Excuse me, God, I can't read. Got kind of rude at the end and told me I had better email the English teacher who's also the director because I'm not an actress and she is. I don't want to switch, even if she had been perfectly nice about it. I worked hard on my audition and we both tried out. I was just better than her, I guess. I don't even know if the director would allow it. At the same time, I'm starting to feel a little guilty. She does really want to be an actress. I'm also worried that the experience will be bad if I don't switch. The first cast meeting is this Friday. Should I do it? Of course, and I have had to be locked in the theater. Lord. Oh, us theater kids gotta stick together. Anyway, this one... Not the asshole. Absolutely not. Excuse me while I sip my water. No, she's not the asshole, absolutely not. But, the thing is like, this Sarah girl is just being incredibly entitled. Pretty standard theater kid gossip, yeah. Pretty standard indeed. I have met a girl like Sarah before, where she full-on believed that another kid who got a lead role did not deserve it because she deserved it. Been there, done that. But in this instance, it's also like, it's very upsetting when this kind of situation happens because, like, that person ruins the whole fucking production. Especially, like, if they're being very, like, outspoken about it. And also, if it's directed at you, that can bog down your confidence. It's just like, oh, I don't deserve this role because, this other girl deserved it instead of me. And it's like, no. Excuse me. My high school had a no switching roles rule for this exact reason because people kept complaining, Lamau. Yeah, my high school's theater production had a no switching rule either. Probably because our director was really fucking stern about shit, and when she made the decision, that was it. No changes unless there was a very serious problem. We have had to swap roles before, but more so like, okay, I guess she got the role. Emily is in her choice whether she wants to switch or not. Yeah, exactly. There was a situation once, I'm not going to go into complete detail about what happened, but there was a girl who, with her boyfriend, got into drugs during a production we were doing, and we were like a day or two before the first night, opening night, and she got kicked out of the production because she was doing drugs. And so I had been doing her role. I was like a cast member, I was the ensemble, and I did double duty doing a lot of background stuff. I had my own role, of course, but I was picking up other stuff that other people were doing, because a lot of people weren't showing up, and I was just nice enough to take it. There's another kid that was also taking stuff too, so we did double duty a lot of stuff, and I took up her role, which wasn't a lot. I just did like a sound effect, and also, did some of her choreography, but when she got kicked out, I was permanently given the position of what she did, and I already was doing it before, so I already knew what the hell I was doing. Which, it was a lot, of course, one less cast member, because that obviously, like, lopsides it a fair bit, too, when you have people with designated roles that are supposed to do a very specific thing, and then you have to, like, fix it, especially when we had, like, a bit before opening night. So, it was a fucking scramble to try to fix it. But we did it. We pulled it off miraculously with all our limbs still attached. But I tell you, that is one of the fucking biggest nightmares of my whole life. That production lives in my fucking brain all the time, and I think about it, and it's in my nightmares. My high school theater friends were all big stoners, so we'd all cook. We all cooked, lol. Yeah, no. Chat, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. I never do drugs, but, I knew a lot of people in my theater who did do drugs. Mostly they smoked weed. Very low risk, but the girl that I'm talking about was on some different kinds of drugs. I'm not gonna say what, but she did do a specific kind of drugs that she was not supposed to be doing. Weed is like, whatever, I don't care. But like, yeah, the kind that she was doing was like, honey, you were in high school. I know I should say that about weed too. Like, just don't do drugs until you're the legal age to do weed. Just, if you are going to do drugs, do weed, because at least it's legal in a lot of states. And could be used as, like, medicinal marijuana, but also just don't do drugs at all. Please, God, don't do drugs. Sorry, that was a weird roundabout way of saying that, but just don't do drugs, okay? Anyway, yeah, this person's not the asshole. This is just the mildest shit ever, and Sarah needs to get a fucking grip. Sarah needs to fucking get a grip. Alright. Let's see what the comments had to say. Scenarioing, actually I really like that username. Scenarioing put, she said, I only got it because she's more developed and mature. She doesn't sound like she's mature. Sarah was kind of nice at first when she spoke to me, but kind of rude at the end and told me I had better email the English teacher who's also the director. Because I'm not an actress like she is. Do not email the director. Talk to the director and tell the director all the things she's been doing, because this person is going to try to sabotage your role in this, and they should have a heads up. Also, she is not an actress. I'm starting to feel a little guilty. She does really want to be an actress. No one is preventing her from becoming an actress. Also, it appears her bullying / guilt-tripping tactics are starting to get you to second-guess yourself, and it is bullying. Please, please, please do not give in. You've earned this. Also, caving into bullies just emboldens them to bully other people too. Enjoy the role. It's yours, not the asshole. Don't smoke weed in high school. It fried my dopamine receptors. Yes, do not smoke weed when you are too young for it. Why am I so suddenly curious about what drugs taste like, smell like? No! No! You know what I did when I was young to get myself not to do drugs? I watched a whole bunch of anti-drug PSAs. Scared myself shitless. And I have never tried to do drugs since. Not even tried to do a cigarette. Not once. I watched so many of those fucking things. And I just would watch hours of compilations of them. Scared myself shitless. It's not worth it. It will fuck up your life. Just don't do it. You can do research. Certainly, I'm not saying you can't do, like, research. But just, like, don't do drugs. Thank you. There's my PSA. Do not do drugs. Alright, Leighton's put, how does she expect her future in the theater is going to work for her? Does she believe auditions and director's choices are just suggestions and she can demand a role by insisting that she is deserving it more? Not the asshole. Go watch Requiem for a Dream or something, you will never be curious again. Exactly. That's the best anti-drug PSA you can watch is Requiem for a Dream. Even though I've never seen it, but I know how horrendously upsetting that movie is. Or yeah, just don't watch like anti-drug PSAs. I don't want black lungs. Yeah, don't do drugs. Drugs are really bad. All right. I think that's it for this one. I just wanted to talk about this one because it took me back to being when I was in theater, and I was just like, man, yeah, so many of those situations have occurred to me in the past. I was a lead in a production that we did. I've told this before, I'm pretty sure. I was a lead in a production, and I played a 16-year-old girl, even though I was 18 at the time, and the person that was my mom was 16, which is... the dichotomy. I'm so tiny. That's why I got cast as like a 16-year-old. It's very funny. I don't know why, but it was like that. But, I never had people try to like argue they should have got the role for it. It's like the opposite thing happened to me. Nobody argued to try to get my role, but we were doing auditions for like the next production at the same time we were setting up for my production. So more people were interested in that than my thing, and I'm very upset about that still to this day. We were running double operation at the same time, and I was just like, let me have my spotlight! This is my one chance! I'm a senior, I'm not gonna get this again. I'm still so salty about that one. I'm like, bro, this is my chance to shine, and you're ruining it by doing another production at the same fucking time. Ah! We're cutting me off short! And my production only ran for 2 days, while the other one ran for 3. My family came out to see me and everything, too! It should have ran for 3. I'm so pissed. Vapes are just as bad as cigarettes, even the packages says no nicotine. Don't do vapes either, because that's also a product of coltan, which is mined out of Congo, which is currently facing a silent genocide. I was a lead in a production once, and apparently they had done the same production a few years back, and literally everyone felt it necessary to be like, you aren't as good as the lead a few years ago? Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck? Theater kids are ruthless. I would know, because I was a theater kid. Ring the bell to give course their spotlight. That's... Stop shamelessly shilling for me. Come on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give this a break. This has been charging all day. And the metal is steaming hot. I'll try charging it again tomorrow and see if that changes anything. But for right now, I think I'm gonna give it a break. Because it's just not doing anything. Alright. But in any case, I could talk about theater forever. I won't though, but also, this post got taken down! Curse you, Reddit! This one was just a woman complaining about her sister not, taking care of her kids. Damn, all the posts that I want to look at are getting taken down. This is the opposite problem of what we had last time. Alright, let's see this one. What a shame. Oh, this is the everyone sucks post that I saved, because this one was really weird. Alright. So, this one is, am I the asshole for telling my friend that I'm sorry her parents don't love her as much as mine love me? Oh boy. This one's a bit of a doozy. Except this one has, like, info. So we're just gonna read the initial post and then we'll read the edit afterward. This one goes, I, 22F, have a friend named Amy, also 22F, who I met in college. Currently we are in our last semester of college. I live alone, but she shares her apartment with 2 other people. We never really spoke about our finances much, but I know that both our parents currently pay our rent. The issue started when we talked about our future plans. I told her that I'm probably going to get a job and do my master's at the same time so that I can save up a little but also finally have my own money to spend on some things that I love and to travel. She laughed at me and asked me what kind of salary I expect while working part-time to be able to afford all that. I shrugged and said I didn't have any expenses that I needed to cover really, just food and that's it. She looked shocked and asked me about rent and stuff, and I said my parents will be paying for it. She then went on to rant about becoming an adult, how she can't wait to be independent, how she doesn't want to take money from her parents, and stuff like that. For the most part, I tried to nod my head and listen to her, but then she said something like, I'd feel like a bad daughter if I were you. And that really... What a title. Yeah, I know. I was reading and I already forgot where it was. I feel like a bad daughter if I were you. It really made me embarrassed. My parents want to pay for my apartment. They can easily afford it, and I'm not that type of person to be ungrateful for it. I spend a lot of time with them. I know they don't like money for anything. They travel, own their house, have a good retirement plan. They don't mind paying for me, and I don't mind taking it. We have a good relationship. I know this won't be forever, and I don't expect it to be. Just a few years until I finish my degree and get a higher paying job. I got annoyed and told her to drop it. We can talk about something else, but she continued talking about how her parents want her to be a real adult, how I'll never want to be ambitious unless I struggle, and just more and more nonsense. Not sure how important it is, but between the two of us, my grades are significantly better, and I'm a few exams ahead of her in terms of passing the semester. Oh my gosh. I just cut her off and said, well, I don't know, maybe my parents love me more than yours love you, so they want to pay. I'm sorry for that. Can we talk about something else? She didn't talk, we didn't talk since. God, I can't read. Gracious. I do feel bad because I know that love has nothing to do with money and looking back. It's such a rude thing to say, but I just said it to shut her up because she was insulting me and calling me spoiled for no reason. I wasn't even the one to start this conversation, nor did I probe into her finances. She was the one who kept it going. Ever since that day, I feel a pit in my stomach, and I really didn't want to insult her. Okay. This one... Oh boy, where do I start? The friend does suck for being like, oh my god, you're such a terrible daughter for, not doing all this stuff by herself, and like, that's, like... It's like also the... Your streams are so underrated. Oh, stop. Thank you. Make my ego grow too big. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. No, but the this one is like killing my brain. I just am like, you both suck because you both come from money, obviously, and your parents are like taking care of you. Obviously the friend does suck because she shouldn't be like saying shit like that, obviously, because like it's like the kettle calling the pot calling the kettle black, and it's like I don't know. I think OP is all right here. Maybe that's a hot take. Yeah, I mean, her parents want to pay for her apartment. That's their prerogative, and she doesn't want to feel ungrateful, and that's like totally and utterly fair. But it's also like, I don't know. I've had outbursts that I immediately regret and don't entirely know how to approach them later on. Yeah. I do think OP should not have said, maybe my parents love me more than yours love you, so they want to pay. I don't think she should have put it that way necessarily. But like Leah put, I've had outbursts that I immediately regret and don't know how to approach them later on. Sometimes that happens, but also like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I don't know, dude. This one's interesting. I'm at a loss for words for this one, frankly. Mostly just because it's like, you both have parents that are paying for your rent, for your apartments. You've both not had to struggle. One is trying to be more proactive, certainly, than the other one, who's just kind of languishing and being like, oh, maybe one day I'll be a proper adult. And it's like, okay, then why don't you go get a fucking job then? Why don't you go get a job then that pays for your rent while simultaneously paying your way through college so that you don't have to keep relying on your parents? Why don't you go do that? But you're not. You're just complaining about that instead of going out and actually doing stuff. But, like come on. To be fair, I probably would never hang out with either of these people now, but different walks of life, I suppose. Yeah. These two, I would not hang out with them. Certainly not. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. Alright, so OP put an info/edit to say, just adding some stuff because I feel like it may be relevant. I feel like Amy's intention was ingenuine because she currently accepts her parents paying rent, food, utilities, everything. So do I. The conversation was about after college. I mentioned my academic success because she said I will never be ambitious when I really try hard. Or try really hard, rather. We also don't live in the USA, and parent support isn't so okay, that's a very important detail. She's not from the USA. And lastly, while this may not convince people, I really do appreciate my parents and everything they do for me. I don't plan to leech on them, and this is something they know, and that matters to me. Okay, that's very important context right there. That actually does help out the situation a lot more, and that I don't think OP's the asshole really necessarily. This is like a cultural difference that we in the USA probably don't understand significantly. Like, yeah, there's a lot of us that still live with our parents because housing crisis. There's no way we can afford a house on a lot of the salaries that we get from our jobs, but, like, there are a lot of cultures where it is normal to live with your parents for a really long time, or to have support from your parents in numerous ways, whether they're paying for specific amenities or just taking care of their children, even as adults. So that is a very significant change in the tone there, because I was working on the assumption that they were in the US, but now that she's mentioned they don't live in the US, it's like, oh, okay, I see now where it is they're coming from. Well, I can't completely see where they're coming from, because I don't know specifically where they are living, and also I will not be able to understand that cultural difference, but you know what I mean. I understand it a little bit better now, because it's like, oh, okay, there's something different there. Expectations are different. I have coworkers whose parents pay for literally everything they own, and they have the audacity to go, I'm so poor, when they can't afford new Fortnite season or whatever, and I see red. It's like, yeah. Yeah, buddy. Sure, you're so poor. You've never had to struggle a day in your fucking life. You've never had to experience what it's like to nearly lose your house or be homeless, not be able to pay for your food or housing, and have to live on the streets begging for some change, or living in community housing, or, you know, you're living paycheck to paycheck, can't afford half of the shit that you want. Like, come on now. Get a fucking brain and understand, dude, that you are living the sweet life, and you should understand that you're privileged in that regard, man. Like, come on. There are people who would kill to live in that fucking environment. Kill. Hundreds of thousands of homeless people, dude. Man. Anyway. Let's see what people had to say in the comments. 1962 Michael put, everyone sucks here. You are definitely an asshole for saying such a thing. Money does not equal love ever. Excuse me. That said, she was an asshole for not dropping the subject earlier and trying to make you feel like you were taking advantage of your parents. Both of you have loving parents. They may not have the same amount of money, but besides that, they can have different ideas about the best way to support your careers and lives. In this case, since you do have better grades, you are perhaps a better candidate for a master's program, which in the long run will make continuing to support you a good investment. She may want to continue her education, but her parents have decided they will not support her past her bachelor's. That doesn't mean they don't love her as much. They may have limited funds, note she has roommates to reduce her expenses, or they may rightly believe she's not a good candidate for an advanced degree, but you have to see that she is trying to reconcile her situation and yours without thinking her parents don't love her. Certainly there are students who want to stay in college at their parents' expense for as long as possible and avoid having them take care of themselves financially. I don't think that applies to either of you. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say to that one. It's just, okay. That's an opinion. My brain's so fried. This one, I think it just legitimately fried my brain a little bit. Just because I'm just like, okay. OP replied to this one and said, I don't really believe that money equals love. As I said, my relationship with my parents is amazing. They're supportive. We spend a lot of time together. The comment was said in a more sarcastic tone. I felt like I had to defend myself from all the insults. I understand it was a childish comment. I will be apologizing, but probably won't be mending the friendship after that. Oh. Whoops. They're on thin ice. Whoops. So this person randomized a name system. Good God, Reddit. Okay. Put, Everyone sucks here. Life ain't fair. I grew up poor and went to college with a lot of rich kids. It was so frustrating to see all these kids who basically had a bottomless credit card and no debt. I was jealous, of course. Anyone who says they aren't is lying. But it's an asshole move to gripe and complain. It's not the rich kids' fault. Their parents are rich. But fast forward, now I'm financially set and I stress out a lot about my overprivileged rich kids. Overprivileged rich kids, rather. Every now and again, other kids will make comments to them about our house or whatever, and I try to teach them humility. I also make it clear that none of this is because of them. They're passengers on a luxury train out of pure dumb luck. They all do well in school and sports, partially because of genetics, but also because of opportunities. This is a lesson you should learn. You should have learned. All you had to say was, hey, I understand, I'm lucky. If the person persists, be firm, but not an asshole. Seriously, this makes me uncomfortable. I really don't want to focus on that. Then, if they continue, we have a different story. But let's be clear, the money someone's parents give them have nothing to do with how much they love them. The tale of human history is wealthy people thinking they're somehow better than people without money. You need to go read Privilege on a Plate. Ah, okay. Anyway. OP is actually Jay from Marble Hornets, trust fund baby type vibes. Oh my god. I do think that parents' unwillingness to support kids after a certain age or milestone does seem sad. I think OP is still wrong for saying that. Yeah. Yeah. I hate the trope of parents kicking their, or not even the trope, just the thing that parents do where they kick their kids out at 18 to have them try to figure out life on their own after that. Because, like, 18 is still really young, and, like, yeah, you're legally an adult in the eyes of the law, but that does not mean you have everything figured out, nor are you prepared to truly nor are you truly prepared for life. Like, a little extra help is not gonna hurt anybody. So, I don't know, it's just a little bit, I don't know, I've never liked that, but yeah. Marble Hornets mentioned. Yeah, by the way, random plug here. If you guys like Marble Hornets, we did an entire series, 5-part, I think, series, 5 or 6-part series we did. Originally started in October, and then the genocide happened, so I cut it off so that we could do a charity stream in November. But there's a 5-part series on this channel where we went over the entirety of Marble Hornets. Start to finish. It was fun. Go check it out. This VOD's out if you want Marble Hornets content. That's what my parents pretty much did. Shit out here. What? That's what my parents pretty much did. Shit is real out here. Excuse the trauma dump. No, no worries. You're fine. It sucks. Let's see. We got a couple more posts. I think I might have to skip around some posts. We'll have to see. Okay, I have another asshole post. These asshole posts are far and few between because I was just kind of like skimming through them. Wish I was there. Well, you can be there with us in spirit. with the VODs. Those were fun times. I miss watching Marble Hornets. Those were some good times we had. Hopefully, I don't know about I'm gonna be so honest when I say I don't know about the charity streams in October. Just because, like, work has been so demanding as of late, and, man, I do want to do the Everyman Hybrid, watch-along, where we do a charity stream along with it, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. Some months have been thrown around. I want to do it in October. I've been told to do it in November instead. I have no idea when it's gonna happen anymore. It's just hard to schedule that nowadays, and it's I'll figure it out, I promise. First Marble Hornets stream was my first stream here, coming up on a year ago now. Gosh darn, dude, has it really almost... Yeah, it is almost been a year down. Crazy. Excuse me. EMH is a tall order. It is a tall order. That's why I wanted to do it like through all of October to maximize it. I do not think it's feasible, but we'll see. EMH is a big order. But I wanted to take on the challenge, and I still do. I still do want to take on that challenge. Anyway, this one is, am I the asshole for staying in a hotel while my friend was trapped overnight inside the airport? If you wanted to just do the art commissions for simplicity's sake, I don't think anyone would blame you. I would probably, you know what? I'll think on it, and I might consult with my moderators about it. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. We still have to, I have to figure it out, because I have to work around my work schedule. So, yeah. Alright, anyway, am I the asshole for staying in a hotel when my friend was trapped overnight inside the airport? My best friend and I, 20F, recently went on a trip to the UK. I actually have a UK passport since my dad is British, but my friend had to get a UK visa. We were supposed to take 2 flights, one that would arrive in France, and a connecting flight that would fly to the UK. However, the second flight ended up being cancelled. The next available flight was not until 2 p.m. the next day, so we would have to wait around 17 hours. The passengers were allowed to stay in nearby hotels for free. However, this didn't apply to people like my friend, who wasn't legally allowed to leave the airport because she did not have a visa for Europe. What's EMH again? Everyman Hybrid. It's a Slenderverse series. That's like a weird interconnected web. It's a mess of a horror series. Instead, she had to stay within a specific area of the airport that had these bright ceiling lights that would stay on 24/7. There was construction nearby, so there was this extremely loud drilling noise every so often. All the available seats were taken by the other passengers, so my friend had to sleep on the floor. Plus, earlier that day, water got spilled on our phone chargers, and her phone was only at 40%. I had the option to stay with her, but I chose to go to the hotel instead. She was furious with me, accusing me of being a fake friend. She told me she was scared of being alone in a creepy, unknown place and wanted me there to comfort her, and I assured her that I'll be back in the morning. She said I was acting selfish, God, I keep wanting to say shellfish instead of selfish, for not even spending one night with her, but I hadn't gotten any sleep in over 24 hours, and I didn't see why both of us had to suffer. Am I the asshole? Yes. This one's like a no-brainer. It's like, yeah, obviously you're the asshole. Of course you're the asshole. Why wouldn't you stay with your friend? It's the least you could do to stay in the fucking airport with your friend, especially when, one, her phone's at 40%, and if something happened, you wouldn't be able to contact her because her phone would be dead. 2, there's construction going on. And she's not gonna have an easy time getting to bed. Certainly not, because of how loud the noise is getting. And also, there's no place for her to sleep, so she has to sleep on the floor. The floor. It's like, oh, why should both of us suffer? Because that's what you do with your friends. You suffer together because you love your friends. It's like the guy who was like, oh, why should I, why should I be on the phone with my girlfriend for like 30 minutes? There's no point. I need to go to bed so that I can sleep, so that I can get up for work tomorrow. And it's like, buddy, you should do this because that's your girlfriend and you love her. And this is the same scenario where it's like, buddy, that's your friend? You do it because you love your friend, okay? You gotta drink that loving your friend juice. If you don't drink your loving your friend juice, then why the fuck are you with your friend? Anyway, OP is an asshole. You gotta be in the trenches with a friend. Don't know what else to say. This is your chance to prove that you're a ride or die. Exactly. You're a fucking coward for not sleeping in the airport with your friend. That is just like basic decency. Also, I've been in OP's friend's exact situation. I had my friend with me the whole time, and it made it like 1,000,000,000% more bearable. So yeah, fuck OPL now. Yeah. I've only been in an airport like a couple of times because, or like the couple of times when I went to go visit family, but I cannot imagine getting trapped in an airport for 17 hours, unable to leave because you don't have a visa to be able to go out and go to a hotel. If I had to do that by myself, I think I would lose my fucking mind. So having a friend there to like support me in that would make it so much easier and so much less anxiety inducing, because like I'm in a country that I don't know anything about, don't have a visa, and I have to stay in the airport where there's nowhere for me to lay down but the floor. There's horrible construction going on, and my phone is at 40% and I can't charge it. So yeah, basic gist of it is just fuck OP. Alright, let's see what the comments had to say. Throw this away, 119, but yeah, you're the asshole. That was a really shitty thing to do. On a smaller scale, it reminds me of a friend who told me she wanted to go to a certain touring Broadway show with her, or wanted me to go to a certain touring Broadway show with her, and how excited she was to see it with me. I couldn't afford the $300 seats she wanted to buy and told her, but she said I could afford the $100 seats when about 15 rows back. She just brushed me off, and I went, well, this is where I'm sitting. She brushed me off and said, well, this is where I'm sitting. She was very surprised, Pikachu, when I told her she would have to enjoy the show alone then. We're not friends anymore. That was 20 years ago. I still keep in touch with her sister, and from what I understand, my ex-friend only has one friend who she sees maybe once a year. In her sister's words, she's lucky this friend lives far away and only spends 7 days with her a year, or she wouldn't even have that friendship, and has never been able to keep a romantic relationship for more than a few months, and it's all due to that type of selfishness. Consider the fact that what you did was even worse. It wasn't just wanting to sit away from her in a better seat, it was abandoning her in a foreign country where she was scared. Major asshole thing to do. I know you're only 20, so I'm willing to give you a tiny bit of leeway due to that, but please learn now that your whole why should we both of us suffer attitude will not serve you well in life. You'll lose many more friends than you make. You'll be alienated at work, and you'll find yourself alone more often than not. Selfishness like yours isn't attractive, not even to other selfish people. Yeah. Full agree. There. That same trip, I was in a plane on the runway for like 5 hours in a windowless window seat, and my friend switched seats with me when I was having a panic attack. I will always remember the gesture. Exactly. Be kind to your friends, or you will lose them. Which has happened to me. Not because I was unkind to my friends, but because they were unkind to me, and we, separated. Certainly I was not the best friend in the whole world, but, like, I wanted to make change, and they just didn't, and it was not good. That's why they're not my friends anymore. Anyway, be kind to people, everyone. Mysterious Yak 517 put, you're the asshole, 100%. I'm not sure why you would think you're not. You left your friend, a young woman, alone in an airport in a foreign place with a dying phone and no charger. And on top of that, there was loud-ass construction nearby. You are selfish. It's one night. She told you she didn't feel safe. If anything happened and her phone died, there would be no way for her to contact it. See, that's what I was fucking saying before. Like, she wouldn't be able to contact people. God. At least you would have had each other, but she had to stay at a bright airport while you slept comfortably because you didn't see why you both had to suffer. I hope she still has friends because what the fuck are you? I'm mad for her, not gonna lie. Shut up, Morrissey, for fuck's sake. I love this username, I don't know why. Also, this person is 100% British. Because they put mate. Oh boy. Wait. If this person's British, I'm just gonna fucking... You know what? Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do. Mate, you left your friend in hell. Just think about how good of a friend she would consider you if you had stayed. You will be able to look back and say, God, remember that night we had to spend all night in that awful airport? Like, once I stayed up all night with my mates in Barcelona airport because we missed the last train into town. We just drank beer and talked and flirted with the bar dude all night. You could have had that. That was not my best Liverpudlian, but I tried. Mate, you could have had it all, but instead you decided to be a little bit of a prick, eh? Did all that. Gross. Okay, we'll do a couple more, and then I think I'm gonna end it, because it's late. Well, we'll do a couple more, and then we'll talk for a bit, and then I'll end it, because I want to talk more. Ultimate Universe John Lennon, where he was a cool and nice guy. That's basically my fucking John Lennon at this point. It's my impression of John Lennon is just alternate universe where he wasn't a piece of shit. I love... wait, okay, hold on. Let me pull up the other post that I had ready to go. There we go. Okay, but... okay. I have to tell this story because holy shit. This happened the other day and I need to talk about it. So, I was hanging out with one of the kiddos and we were doing some little craft thing. I forget. It's like a thing with beads and you have to like press it down with an iron. And I was doing the pressing down with the iron thing because obviously I can't let a 10-year-old use an iron. And she started talking to me in a British accent, like a proper British accent. And I pulled out my Liverpudlian accent at her and she was like, "What? That's Scottish." And I was like, "No, it's not. It's Liverpudlian." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, it's from Liverpool." And she's like, "What's Liverpool?" And I was like, "It's a place in the UK. It's a place in the UK. It's close to Scotland, but it's not in Scotland." And she just was like, "Okay," and moved on from that. And I was like, oh. It was so funny. Oh, it's not a chord stream without mentioning the Beatles. I use they, them, by the way, not she, her, but yeah, it's true. It's not a chord stream as of late if I don't mention the Beatles. Hyperfixation be damned, I will talk about the Beatles one way or another. Wait, that is my hyperfixation. Oh, whatever, you know what I mean. Anyway, that was a fun little interaction. Anyway. I'll talk more about stuff after. I'll do, like, one more after this one. Geography teacher arc. I don't know how to explain, like, cities in the UK, so I was like, I almost pulled out the, states. It's kind of like that. And I'm like, no, it's not. Wait, what? I don't know UK geography. Leave me alone. That was my best guesstimate. I don't actually know if Liverpool is close to Scotland or not. I'm so sorry it was autocorrect. Oh, no, no worries. No worries. No worries. You're fine. You're fine. It's okay. Pancreas-like. Anyway, this post is... No, don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. It's okay. You're not doing it maliciously. It's okay. Anyway, this post is titled, "Am I the asshole for snapping at my parents for treating me more like a second mom than their daughter?" To which this post goes on to write, "I, 23F, am the oldest of 3 siblings. My parents divorced when I was 6 and both of them moved on. My mom remarried, had 2 kids, then divorced again. My dad has a daughter with his current girlfriend. We're a big mixed family and we actually all get along pretty well. Excuse me. I love my siblings and help with them a lot, especially when we have family gatherings, but lately it feels like I'm expected to do everything. My parents only really talk to me when they want something. Now I'm 3 months pregnant with my fiance, and 2 weeks ago we had a family gathering. Like usual, I ended up watching all the kids. I didn't mind much until after dinner. I sat down with a brownie sundae when my little sister, one of my mom's kids, asked for a bite. I gave her some, but then she kept asking for more, and I ended up giving her most of it. My fiance said, "Okay, now leave your big sister some." And my dad responded with something like, "You should realize an older sister is like a second mother, and that won't change even when she has had her own kids." That hurt a little. I had really wanted that dessert, but I gave it up for my sister anyway. And hearing my dad basically say that I'll always be expected to take care of everyone even when I have my own baby just hurt. My fiance tried to brush it off and went to see if there was still some left, but my parents got defensive and started listing all the things an older sister should or is expected to do. I snapped and told them they never really treated me like a daughter, just someone who's expected to help out all the time. I immediately regretted it and apologized, but my mom grabbed my sister and didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. My dad didn't say anything, but now he barely responds to my texts. I'm worried I messed up my relationship with my parents and siblings. Did I overreact, or how do I fix this? Happens to the best friend. Yeah, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't worry. You're fine. But in any case, this one, OP 100% is not the asshole. This is a prime example of parentification if I have ever seen it, where an older sibling is made to take care of the younger siblings. I guess if you want a good example of what parentification like actually legitimately looks like, I hate to bring up this family, but it's like the best example of what parentification looks like and how it impacts children. the Duggar family. I fucking hate them to death, but, like, especially because of what they did to their children in parentifying them, and having them, like, literally work out a system where the older children are taking care of the younger children instead of the fucking parents doing that. They'll, like, pass off a baby to the older siblings and be like, there's your baby to take care of, and it's very damaging. Parentification of older sisters is unfortunately a symptom of sexism in many cases. Exactly. It's literally a pass off of a baton almost, where the mom or the parent or whoever is in the family passes the fucking baton off onto the older sibling to be like, yeah, no, that's your responsibility now, not mine. Or they are just so neglectful of the younger child that it is basically left up to the older sibling to take care of them. It strips a lot of children that end up doing that of their identity, where they feel they have to take on the role of a parent and don't, in a lot of instances, feel like they have interests or care about anything, because they've just been so focused on taking care of their siblings and sacrificing a lot for their siblings to ensure that they are surviving and thriving. And it creates a lot of trauma in kids like that a lot of the time. And it's not good. It's really genuinely disgusting and horrible thing that happens to children a lot. So obviously this instance with OP, no, she is 100% not the asshole. She should be focusing on the fact that she is going to be a new parent soon, that she has her own baby that she's going to be taking care of, that obviously she's excited for with her fiance, or I'm assuming she's excited for it, but she keeps getting fucking shoehorned into taking care of her younger siblings because her parents just seem to not really give a fuck about her or her needs. Instead of being excited with her, they're like, oh, whatever, you know, now can you take care of your sisters, whatever. It's like, just like brushing it off a lot of the time. Especially what the dad said, that saying, like, you should realize an older sister is like a second mother. No. An older sister should not have to feel like they are a second mother to their siblings. They should just focus on being a kid themselves up until they, of course, get adult, and, like, be able to focus on their own life instead of having to focus on the life of another living being. That should be up to the parents. It's like, no. No. Yes, the sibling can help out taking care of the other sibling, like the younger sibling, but for the most part, the majority of the needs should be met by the parent. Because that's what the parent's job is. That just frustrates me to no end. It sucks that most of these Am I the Assholes are just families being awful or unsuited to be in charge of a family. Yeah, I accidentally picked the theme of this one to be, families suck. I don't know how this happened. Most of the posts that I pick sometimes pass, it's like partners, strife, or friends, or, like interactions with neighbors and all of that, or people that you are in this other people's lives that are not familial. But this one, I think I just accidentally rolled the ball into parent territory, I guess, or like family territory. I don't know how that happened, but I guess it worked out because we're having good conversations about what should be done about taking care of children and what shouldn't be done, and what families are supposed to be like in terms of family structures, like in terms of like taking care of children. You should take care of your children, or whatever, you know. I think it has more to do with the rules and stuff, right? I know, but typically I avoid these when I pick out Am I the Asshole posts, but I guess this one I was just like, whatever. I guess we're picking these ones out. In any case, let's see what the people of Reddit had to say about this one, shall we? Comfortable C2454 said, not the asshole. My fiance, and they're quoting OP's post here, my fiance said, okay, now leave your big sister some, and my dad responded with something like, you should realize an older sister is like a second mother, and that won't change even when she has her own kids. It sounds like you have been parentified. There you go. There, see? See? That's what I was just talking about! You parents, you've been parentified your whole life. Your parents and younger siblings need to learn you are not their parent, you are an older sister. When you have your baby, he or she will become your main focus, and your parents are going to have to get on board with that. Good luck, OP. Somehow I think you are going to need it. I'm quoting OP again, saying, I snapped and told them they've never really treated me like a daughter, just someone who's expected to help out all the time. I immediately regretted it and apologized, but my mom grabbed my sister and didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. My dad didn't say anything, but now he barely responds to my texts. I'm worried I messed up my relationship with my parents and my siblings. Did I overreact, or how do I fix this? You need to make this your hill to die on. You are an older sister, not a second or third mother. You, your fiancé, and your child are your new core family. Mom and dad will just have to adjust to that. To which OP responded, thank you for this. It's really comforting to know that I'm not overreacting. I've felt like a second parent for so long, but I'm definitely going to have to set boundaries now, especially with my baby on the way. I just hope my parents can understand and adjust because I love my siblings and don't want to hurt them. Thanks again, I really needed it. This makes me so sad. Like, OP, I love you. Get out of the cycle. New combination 24030 said, you didn't overreact. Clearly, they pushed you one step too far. Given that you are pregnant, creating a gap between your new baby and your younger siblings in terms of expectations is not a bad thing. Your baby will take preference over your siblings, especially young siblings will not like that given the way your parents have parentified you. Don't worry, they will come crawling back when they need something from you. This little game is just intended to have you feeling guilty and get you back in line so that they can continue to put upon you. Oh, gonna head out of stream now. Gonna play test a game and I'm in VC right now. So okay, thank you for joining stream. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Right, and then OP responded, thanks for this. You're probably right. I guess I've been too focused on not upsetting anyone, but I can't keep being the go-to person. Especially with a baby on the way, it's just hard not to feel guilty even though I know I shouldn't. And yeah, it's definitely a pattern with them. They pull away when they don't get their way, but come right back when they need something. Time to break the cycle, I guess. Oh man. I hope OP breaks this cycle of parentification, that she has a good time with her family. Is excuse me, sorry, I had to take a sippy of water. I just hope all good things come OP's way, especially with regard to the fact that she's clearly pregnant. Wish her all the luck in that, and I hope that she either like cuts off her family completely, or I don't know, finds a workaround for all of this, but like definitely needs to cut off the cycle of her parents just continually asking so much of her when she is not obligated whatsoever to do anything like that. So yeah, all my love to OP. I hope that she goes places. I hope that she has a good life, honestly, and I hope that that her and her baby and her fiance have a lovely family unit. Everything goes her way. That's what I'm saying. I hope that everything goes her way, and I hope she gets therapy if she so desires it. Okay, this last post I found simply because I saw the title and I was like... And then I saw it was locked. And then I saw it was due to an excess of rule violations, and I'm like... What happened to this one? I'm kind of curious. So this one is, am I the asshole from a deleted user too. Am I the asshole for refusing to wear a skimpy maid outfit to an exclusive party my friend got invited to? I did skim this. I don't think I see that there's anything necessarily bad in here. What an unfortunate title indeed. But let's see what this one entails, shall we? Post goes on to say, so I, 22F, live with my friend, 22, also 22F, and recently met a guy at a beach party. Oh dear, what an unfortunate collection of circumstances, I know. She's pretty much obsessed with him anyway, because he comes from a well-known, well-off family in the area and has a certain level of status associated with him. She told me they were sort of dating, and obviously I've been supportive throughout it all as a friend. Oh boy. However, I've met him a few times and I don't exactly hold favorable opinions of him. Oh no. I didn't tell my friend because I wasn't fully sure of my views yet and I didn't want to be negative. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. You're usually right. Anyway, he's throwing a party soon and invited my friend. He asked her to bring me along too. He said it was a themed party and that everyone would be assigned a character or style to wear. He sent my friend a picture of our outfits. Two skimpy as hell made costumes sprawled on a bed. Oh no! I immediately told her that I wouldn't be wearing that shit, and especially not at a party with a bunch of strangers. Initially she thought I was kidding, but then I understood that I'm serious. She said that wearing these fits isn't a big deal, and that I need to stop being so prudish and serious. Oh my god. I told her that it is very humiliating that this guy thinks it's perfectly fine to request two women wear that to his party. Like, you're seriously asking two girls who are clearly not as rich as you to dress up as maids to your party? I asked her if she seriously sees nothing wrong with it, and she said no. She explained that he has a weird... She explained that he just has a weird taste and that it might be a weird rich people thing. Oh my god. I told her again that I will not be wearing some skimpy ass maid costume. Not only is it embarrassing, it is especially disrespectful to me because I don't have any sort of meaningful relationship with the guy, and yet he thought it's appropriate to include me in this request. I told her that I won't be wearing the clothes, won't be going to the party, and will from now on avoid her new boyfriend altogether. We had a massive argument, and she said that I'm being lame, boring, and not a supportive friend. She said that instead of helping her, I'm ruining everything and being a killjoy. Oh my fucking god. When she fed back to the guy that I'm refusing to participate, he even asked her if getting paid for it would change my mind. Oh my god, this guy sucks. What the fuck? That made it even worse. Apparently he told her that I have the right attitude, which makes no sense as I've been combative all this time, and that his friends would love to get to know me. The fuck? I'm just getting angry typing this. I was pretty upset and told my dad about the situation. The party is tomorrow night and my friend decided to go alone, and she's not really talking to me right now. Am I the asshole or is she? I feel strangely very guilty even though I'm standing up for my boundaries. Am I the asshole? Welcome friend. We're reading Am I the Asshole posts, and god, I'm sorry I'm laughing. This isn't really funny. I'm just like, this is a bizarre set of circumstances, and I cannot believe that that man is real. If he is real. This one can't be real. I don't know. Men being normal, challenge, impossible. Yeah, really. Guy clearly does not view women as human beings, but as commodities. Fuck this guy. May he never know peace or rest. Yeah. It is truly remarkable how every single development of the story makes it worse. I know! No wonder it got locked by the moderators. This is so fucked. I'm at a loss of words right now from how so fucking bizarre this is. Because, like, what possesses you as a man to request that not only your girlfriend dress up as a maid in a very skimpy maid outfit, but her friend does too? A friend that you hardly know. It's one thing if it's your girlfriend, it's like, whatever. You can ask her and she can decline if she wants to and you shouldn't be bothered by that. But, like, her friend too? That's where I'm like, wait, what? I can unfortunately absolutely believe this guy's real. Yeah, me too. Honestly. There are guys like this out here. Out there, out everywhere. Because, like, oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Also, the part of it, it's like, got the right attitude, and that the friends would like to get to know her? What? Is that like a request to be like, oh, you should still totally dress up in that maid outfit though. We really want to get to know you in that skimpy little maid outfit. So we can see you in that little maid outfit. It's like, bro, no. Absolutely not. I'm so curious what the dad said. Me too, yeah. He sees women as decorative items to spice up his party. Oh, definitely. He's one of those guys that just... because it says he's rich, right? He's definitely one of those guys that, like, hires women to be set pieces to his parties. That, like, everyone gets handsy with, and when they vocalize their distaste for it, they're like, oh, come on, babe. You know you want it. You know, like that shit. And it's like, no, she said no. Why on earth are you, like, ignoring that? Who cares if you hired her? She doesn't have to accept shit like that. God. Anyway, the fucking thread got locked because of rule violations. You got the right attitude, girly. We hate consent. Alright, what the hell did people say? Accidentally witchy put, not the asshole at all. Be proud of yourself for standing up for yourself. This was a batshit crazy request. I'm honestly concerned for your friend. She is not dating this guy. Maybe she thinks she is, but it sounds like more like he's taking advantage of her and possibly will be offering her to his friends. Oh. Ugh. Oh, I didn't even consider that possible. Oh my god. Ooh, yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, no, that does sound like something that guy would do too. Oh, Jesus. At the very least, he's setting her up to be a piece of meat at his party. No well-known dude from a wealthy family would do this to his girlfriend unless he was some kind of messed up sadist or something. He sees her as nothing but a hookup and something to be possibly shared. This is super creepy, and the fact that he felt comfortable including you makes it even worse. It's also possible your friend suggested this and possibly offered you. Oh my god, yeah. This is a huge red flag. Your friend either was in on this and is now mad because you made her look bad, or she is in for a nasty surprise, to which OP replied, I disliked him from the start, and she keeps saying that I never gave him a chance and that I'm always man-hating on good guys, Lamau. I remember I started disliking him when he unironically said good girl to me in passing, and it boiled my piss. First of all, boiled my piss. That's a good phrase there. But also, second of all, he said good girl to her? Oh. Oh, God. I need to go get mouthwash for that one because I can't believe those words came out of my fucking mouth. Ugh. I think I need to go boil my skin under the shower a second time. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I just made the grossest stink face ever at the screen. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Yuck. Yeah, no, red flag. That man's a walking red flag. Get the fuck away from him as fast as you possibly can. Both OP and her friend. They gotta get the fuck away from that guy. I know she was like, yeah, I'm gonna not go and do that. But also, like, you gotta get your friend away from there, too. Woo! Excuse me, goodness. Apart ad 6518 put, not the asshole. He sent my friend a picture of our outfits. Two skimpy as hell maid costumes sprawled on a bed. I immediately told her that I wouldn't be wearing that shit, and especially not at a party with a bunch of strangers. You're not lame or boring. You're imposing sensible boundaries / keeping yourself safe. He even asked her if getting paid for it would change my mind. That made it even worse. This guy sounds like bad news. I think you're making the right decision not to wear the outfit or go, and in deciding to avoid him in the future. Your friend can make her own decisions. I hope she'll be okay, but that isn't on you, not one bit. To which OP replied, thank you. There's a person with a Trump icon. I'm just gonna avoid that. It's Big Fungus replied and said, not the asshole. There's a 98% chance that this is a sex party and he was hoping you two would be there for the entertainment. The other 2% is that it is not a sex party, but you two would still be entertaining. Yeah. God. I love this person's freaking font, so huge. Oh, here's another one that OP responded to and put a reply. So, Hanon 318 put, are you and your friend completely certain about what kind of party this is? Because this sounds to me either like some sort of swinger / kink thing neither of you know about, or worse, something dangerous, to which OP responded, to me it sounds like some eyes wide shut party, Lamau. This thread is depressing. Y'all are scaring me. I hope nothing bad happens to her. I hope that nothing bad happens to her either, but also, like, oh my god. Like, yeah, I don't know necessarily what the intentions of this party is. I don't want to immediately jump on it and say it's a sex party, because, like, it could just be some kind of, like, just party, I guess, that just so happens to have, like, people that have sex in it or something. But or OP's friend's boyfriend, whatever he is, that just the fucking guy in general, is just a weirdo that just hypersexualizes women at every given opportunity and thinks that he can do whatever he wants with them, and not really give a fuck about boundaries or anything. I don't know. There's no real conclusion to this. OP deleted their page. This thread has been locked. It's like, this was posted like, what, 20 days ago? Yeah, 20 days ago. Fairly recent. But yeah, I don't know. I hope things went well. I hope things are okay. But yeah, I don't know. OP's not the asshole, obviously, but holy shit, this was wild. I don't know how long ago this was, but I hope everyone involved in the story ended up safe. Yeah, me too. I don't know what the hell happened here, but I just hope that everything is okay, and I hope that OP is okay, mostly. OP. Her friend, I hope, also is okay. Like, yeah, she should be making better decisions, certainly, but I also am not gonna wish her to get harmed in any which way. That would be counterproductive of me, and she deserves to feel safe, too. And I hope that guy fucking drowns, because that guy fucking sucks. At best, he's a weird, oily misogynist. At worst, it could be a fucked up, eyes wide shut type thing. I don't know what eyes wide shut is. I think I tried to watch that movie once and I got bored while watching it. But I'm assuming it's a weird sex cult thing. I don't know. In any case, wishing OP the best, and I hope things are okay. And with that, I'm gonna call it quits on the, Am I the Asshole posts. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Excuse me, goodness gracious, my throat. My poor throat. It needs to get me a lozenge, but I can't go get one right now, cause I'm streaming right now, and we're getting close to the end of the NAS here, yeah. I need to stop doing my fucking John Lennon impression. I need to stop. I just slip into it naturally when I don't want to. I'm like, bro. God help me. Anyway. We're gonna hang out for a little bit before, we end stream. Just cause I wanna talk. We've only done talking whilst we were, you know, drawing and stuff, but, well, I just want to chat. Okay, is it too much to ask? I just want to chat. It's not. I'm being silly. Anyway, right. Excuse me, gosh. My throat. Ow. But yeah. Bye. We'll see you next stream. Thank you for joining. John impression only makes everything better. Does it? I don't know why. Look, okay, actually, this is important. I do need to bring this up because this was a pivotal moment for me, and I've been the same since. So for the past couple of days, my dad has lent me his copy of the White Album, which I didn't know. I didn't know that he had a copy of the White Album. because my dad has a very specific vibe of music that he listens to, and, like, I don't know, I just did not think that that was his style of music, but, like, he has a copy of the White Album, and he lent it to me to listen to in the car, and I haven't finished it, obviously. There's still, like, a couple of songs that I haven't listened to, but I've gotten close to finishing it on my car rides home, because obviously, like, I have a 30-minute drive to and from work every single day, so that's, like, what, put together an hour? I'm in the car, almost. Fuck yeah, chords dad, let's go, bass dad, fuck yeah. My dad also told me that what was it? English or music class that he was learning, like, Eleanor Rigby. I think he told me. But he lent it to me. It's a 2-disc CD thing. It's so cool. I love it so much. I wish I had my own copy of it. I'm extremely jealous. I'm like, I wish I had that. But, I have some opinions about the White Album that I've listened to quite a number of the songs that I haven't listened to prior. Let me actually get up the White Album really quickly, because I'm gonna forget all of the songs that I don't already know. Wait, hang on. Hold on. I'm pulling it up. Yes, it isn't a Quartz stream without me mentioning the Beatles. Where is the track list? I just need the track list. Thank you. Good God. Alright. Okay. I have some opinions. I have some opinions and I need to talk about them. Of course, all of the songs that I've listened to before on there, they're fine still. You know, like, Dear Prudence, Back in the USSR, oh my god, like, all the songs I already know, I love them already, but, like, Wild Honey Pie was my ringtone in high school. It's so silly and it makes me laugh. I do not like Wild Honey Pie. I do not like it. It really, the first time I heard it, it came on after Obla Di Obla Da, and I was, like, already, like, whatever about Obla Di Obla Da. I'm still whatever about Obla Di Obla Da. I hope that's not controversial, but Wild Honey Pie, I was, like, it came on immediately after, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, it's the drugs. It's the drugs, isn't it? It's the drugs? This is a product of drugs, is it not? That's just what my initial... Hang on, sorry, I'm fixing something. Sorry, I keep bending over to do stuff. Sorry, I keep going away from my mic. I was just, like, weirded out because it was just so, like, unnerving to me the first time I heard it, because it just came out of left field, and I was like, what the fuck? What? Huh? I was just like, Make no mistake, it is a bad song, but it is hilarious. No, it unnerved me the couple of times that I heard it. I was like... It also doesn't help my car speakers have, like, a lot of bass to it, so I just like... My car is, like, thrumming as this song is playing, and I'm just, like, driving, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? John actively hated Obla Di Obla Da, so you just John Phil, I think. Fuck me. I hate it here. God damn it. No. I hate that. No. That one took me out. That's like the first time that I did my John Lennon impression. And you were like, oh, you sound just like him. That took me out. This one's taking me out again. Oh, god damn it. No. Fuck. I hate it here. I hate it here so bad. Look, okay, no. I don't hate Obla Di Obla Da. I'm just not partial to it. I think it's a funny little jaunty little tune. But I just don't... I don't care for it much. I don't have a seething hatred for it. And I just don't care for it. Fuck me. Oh no. I love the White Album so much, I will always choose the Beatles, half succeeding at doing something ambitious, then killing at doing something mid. Totally fair. Oh, fuck me, dude. Woof. God damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, come back from that one. Jesus Christ, hang on. Alright, I'm good. I promise. I'm good. Anyway. Okay. So it's just like this 3-song pile up of like Obla Di Obla Da, and then Wild Honey Fi, and then the continuing story of Bungalow Bill, which the first time I heard it, I thought they said Buffalo Bill, so my brain just thought of Silence of the Lambs, and I was like, oh, this is where that name came from. And then I'm like, listening to it again the second day, and I'm like, wait, it's Bungalow Bill, not Buffalo. I don't know where I got Buffalo Bill from. I guess it's because I didn't hear it well on the speakers when I was driving, but... Also, funniest thing in the fucking world is just I'm driving along listening to the song to the continuing story of Bungalow Bill. I'm not a huge fan of it either. It's like, okay, it's grown on me like a little bit, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. But like the first time I heard it, I was sat at a red light and I was like, you know, paying attention for the light to change, whatever. And then I just hear fucking Yoko Ono and I was like, I whipped my fucking head around. I was like, Yoko? Yoko, is that you? What are you doing on the song? It just caught me so off guard. Because I just knew, I recognized her voice because of, you know, I've heard her sing before on songs. So, I was very much like, oh, that's her. What the fuck is she doing here? I think I put all the songs I like from a White Album on your playlist. So the ones I omitted, you can take or leave it, in my opinion. Yeah. All the ones you put on the playlist, I like. Sans Birthday, I still don't. Every time I put in the second disc to listen to it, I skip Birthday because I just it grates on my nerves after a while. I do not like Birthday. Also really funny, Bungalow Bill transitions into While My Guitar Gently Weeps. That's the funniest transition, I think, on the album ever. In my own opinion, that's so fucking funny. Because 1 minute you're just hearing, like, you know, this applause or whatever at the end of the song. And then all of a sudden you just hear While My Guitar Gently Weeps start up. And it took me out the first time that it happened. I was like, this is where While My Guitar Gently Weeps shows up? I was thrown for a loop. I was like, whoa. Excuse me. Birthday's funny as fuck and it makes me laugh and I send it to everyone on their birthday. Yeah. If you send it to me on my birthday, then I'm not gonna listen to it, but I will appreciate the sentiment regardless. Thank you, Leah, for the meme. But also, I love that this album sometimes just has back-to-back bangers. Like, it starts out, like, right, with Back in the USSR, and then Dear Prudence, and then Glass Onion, which are all back-to-back bangers. I think they're really, really good. And then they have this block of, like, Obla Di Obla Da, Wild Honey Pie, and then the continuing story of Buffalo Bill, which are, like, for me. And then they have While My Guitar Gently Weeps, immediately followed by Happiness is a Warm Gun, and then Martha, My Dear. I love Martha, My Dear. That song is so good. And then I'm So Tired, and then Blackbird. That's like a whole block of bangers right there. It's like... Holy fucking shit, all of those songs are good. No, it's not my birthday yet. No, my birthday's not for another few months. But, like, oh my god. Look, the first time I heard all that block happen, I, like, lost my fucking mind. And then I, like, parked. I was parked, and I was, like, I had a couple minutes before I had to go into work. And so I was listening to the rest of I'm So Tired, and I was gonna turn my car off and get ready to go in. And then Blackbird immediately started up afterward, and I was like, oh, now I can't leave. I gotta wait to listen to Blackbird. Like, That would be sacrilege if I left in the before Blackbird started up. So every single time before I go to work, if I have the time for it, when I was listening to the album, I would stop and I would listen to Blackbird and then I would turn off my car and go to work. Like, I was like, I can't go into work without listening to Blackbird. I just can't. Piggies is also funny as fuck. I laugh so hard. Piggies is an interesting song. It's something. Oh, this was George? Okay, I just looked it up. I thought it was John. I don't know why. My speakers are so fucked. I thought for a second. Sometimes also George sounds like John to me. So I just get confused. I'm like... Wait. Unless... Wait. Wait. No, it is George. I was right. But it's just like... Sometimes he sounds like John to me. I can't unhear it sometimes. What happened? Wait, what is going on? What? Hold on. Why is my browser being so strange? Come back here. in any case, Piggies is okay. I don't have any opinion on Piggies because I just kind of like zone out because that's the song that plays as I'm getting out of work, and so I'm like half paying attention to it. As I'm pulling out, and I'm just like, and I zone out, and then Rocky Raccoon starts playing, and I'm like, awake again. George and John both have similarly nasally voices. Exactly, and that's why sometimes I mistake George songs for John, because they sound so similar sometimes, and it bugs me. I'm like, who the fuck is singing this song? And then I check, and it's usually George or John. I am so terrible at being able to discern who is who. Terrible at it. Terribly, terribly terrible. And I call myself a Beatles fan? I call myself a Beatles fan. For shame. For shame. Anyway. I love Rocky Raccoon so fucking much. I usually hum it to myself at work sometimes. I'm just like, Rocky Raccoon, we fell back in his room, only to find Gideon's Bible. I fucking love that song so much. Her name was McGill, but she called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy. Why the girl with the 3 names? I don't fucking know. But I love it. The ragtime piano bit that comes in during the chorus makes me ascend. I love the fucking honky-tonk piano so much. They nail the honky-tonk so goddamn much. It's good. It's so good. Paul's good at doing that. Like, with the honky-tonk shit. Oh, like, the first time I ever heard Paul sing was Band on the Run, and I legit thought this was well before I ever got into the Beatles. This is like fucking when I was in high school, I think. I heard Band on the Run, the song, not the album. I heard him singing on that, and I thought he was from the South. He was so good at disguising his accent. I thought he was from the South, and I listened to that song again not too long ago, and I'm like, this bitch is absolutely not from the South. What the hell was I on? I didn't know better, though. This was before I got into the Beatles. So I was just like, yep. Might as well. Anyway, I still have more opinions. Okay, I still have more opinions. I need to get... Okay, so the only ones that I haven't listened to on the album, because I get, you know, home from work before I finish the album. I haven't listened to Honey Pie, Cry Baby Cry, or Good Night. I've listened, of course, to, like, Revolution 1 or Savoy Truffle and Revolution 9. Of course, I've listened to those, but I haven't listened to those 3 yet, and I should, but... yeah, I haven't gotten around to it. Paul did a show in my city several years ago, and he was very much hamming up some southern charm, lol. That guy is like an honorary Southern man in the eyes of so many people. Honestly. Like, he just blends in a little bit too well, and it's kind of funny. Anyway. Excuse me, God. Okay. Don't Pass Me By is like the song that like I zoned out to again, and then in the middle of it I heard something about, yeah, you were in a car crash and you lost your hair. Like, I'm sorry that I doubted you, it was so unfair, you were in a car crash and you lost your hair. I was like, I was zoned out, and then I heard that. This is a Ringo song? I thought it was George. You see how bad I am at figuring out their voices unless it's Paul? But, oh, that song I just zoned out to, and then I heard that one part about it, and I was like, hold on a minute. Why haven't people latched onto that song for, like, the Paul is Dead theory? Unless they have, and I just am oblivious. In my high school emo band, we had a running gag where we'd stick some delay on a microphone and go number 9 and just let it repeat until it feeds back into itself. Like, Revolution 9 is such a meme. It's such a meme. Excuse me, God. Oh my gosh, anyway. Okay. Don't Pass Me By. I'm like, whatever about it, but I shit you not. I'm driving along, and like, you know, I'm listening to this, the album, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Why Don't We Do It in the Road comes on, and like, I know of that song's existence. I, for some reason, was convinced it was on Abbey Road. I did not know that it was on the White Album. So the next thing I know, I'm at a light, and I'm ready to turn, and then all of a sudden I just hear, Why Don't We Do It in the Road? And I was like, I like almost hit the barrier I was turning. Like, I didn't, of course. I almost hit the barrier when I was turning in. Because I heard that and I was like, what? This caught me completely off guard. I know this song's existence. I know why it exists. This song was like inspired from when they went up to India and Paul saw like 2 monkeys fucking in the road or whatever, and he was just like, fuck it. This song is just gonna consist of the lyrics, why don't we do it in the road? And nobody's gonna be watching us or whatever. No one will be watching us. Why don't we do it in the road? I don't know. This song just makes me laugh. I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? Is this supposed to be sexy? I have no idea, but like, I am losing my fucking mind as I'm driving home. A very silly song. Thank you, Paul. It's so funny, too, that song goes into I Will, too, as well. Oh my god. Like, this just ridiculously interesting song then goes into, like, the prettiest thing I've ever heard. Like, I love I Will. I love this song. Love you forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. I love the fucking I Will. It's such a... Oh, it's so good. So good. And then the first disc ends with Julia. And the first time I heard it start playing, I was like, oh, what song is this? Because I can't look at the CD case while I'm driving, of course, because, you know, I'm going, like, down a stretch of road. It's, like, 45 miles an hour. And then I hear the song start up, and then I hear it's John singing, and I hear him mention the name Julia, and I'm like, oh, this is the song about his mom, isn't it? And so I'm sat in traffic, and I listen to the song all the way through, and I'm like, you're gonna break my heart on my commute home today, I see. Well, I was so sad after hearing that song. I was like, oh my god, okay. lots of emotional whiplash listening to the album front to back. It really is. It's like a lot of emotional whiplash because one minute you're like losing your mind over the most ridiculous song ever. You're bopping, you're jamming out the next minute with the coolest song ever, and then you feel like crying. Or your heart just soars because it's like the most beautiful song you've ever heard in your life. Julia's Amazing, one of my favorites of John. I know, it's so heartfelt. It's upsetting. It definitely comes from the heart. I will say that much. I'm like, bitch, okay, ow, you're gonna make me cry today, I guess. Fuck. All right, John. Okay, John. Oh my god. Anyway, and then of course I'm on to the second disc. And since I skipped Birthday's like the first song on the second disc, I skip it and then it immediately goes into Your Blues. So the funniest thing ever is there's one specific light that takes forever to change, which is where I usually swap the discs because it takes a while and I don't have to worry about like immediately getting and going, right? So I have time to swap the discs, and so I'm sat in traffic. You know, my radio, I've turned it up quite a bit because I'm blaring my music. There's nobody in my car, so I'm just by myself with the Beatles playing, blaring on my radio. And so I feel so bad still, but it's so funny. I'm just sat in the car, staring and looking at the light, and I'm just singing at the top of my lungs. Yes, I'm lonely. Wanna die in my car as I'm waiting for the light to change. I love it so much. Oh, my dog is digging at my door. Hang on a second. I'm back. I'm sorry I left. My dog was wanting attention. I'm so sorry I left. My dog, my poor sweet dog, I love him to bits and pieces, but he came to my door looking for me. I guess he wanted attention. So he was going and looking, for me, and he was digging at my door. And I went up to get a lozenge in that time. But yeah, my sweet boy, wanted some attention. But I'm back. Anyway, yeah, just, sorry. Oh yeah, I was talking about the fact that I scream I scream sing your blues in the car. It's very disconcerting to all the drivers around me who I'm sure probably can hear me. Just yelling at the top of out of my lungs. Feeling so suicidal. Even hate my rock and roll. Like, I'm fucking just screaming at the top of my lungs of this song. I fucking love your blues. It's like the song for me off the White Album. Well, I would say it's like, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Happiness is a Warm Gun, Rocky Raccoon, I Will, Mother Nature's Son, like Helter Skelter. Like, Your Blues is in there somewhere. But it's definitely a song that I'm like, damn, I relate to this a little too much. I hate that. It's like the strangest, funniest dichotomy ever, right? Because, like, Paul's songs that I like on the album are all the pretty ones, right? They're all the pretty ones, and I'm just like, oh, I'm enamored by them. But all the ones that I relate to are the ones by John, and I just, like, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I need help, I think. Help. I need somebody to help. Not just anybody to help. You know, I need someone. Help. Me listening to your blues, he's just like me. Suicidal. And not just waking up like wanting to die. I was like, yep, you too. Fucking love that song anyway. It's like Your Blues, Mother Nature's Son. Back to back, very funny. It goes like from the most depressing, upsetting, like, you know, the song that I'm like, yeah, I'm relate to it a lot, to Mother Nature's Son, which is just like, sit beside of you. Like, it's the pretty song again. I'm like, damn it, stop. And then immediately after that is Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey, which I will say, it has grown on me. Look, sitting in traffic, that song is playing. At first I was like apprehensive. I was like, ugh. You know, I was like, whatever. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of, I wasn't the biggest fan of it for a while. But like, Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey has grown on me. I do like it a bit more now. I think it's silly, and I do quite like how it sounds. So it's like, it's bumped up a little bit more. I think Elliott Smith is like Paul Pretty songwriting plus John Depression lyrics. You would go crazy. I have listened to like 1 or 2 Elliott Smith songs, I think. I think I've listened to him in the past, and I do like his music. I do need to listen to more of him. I'm very much of the, I like songs that are depressing, but I also want songs that make me feel like I'm floating. I don't know how to describe it, because my favorite song of all time is Bright Eyes by Art Garfunkel, and that song has always made me feel like I'm floating, no matter what. Like, ever since I heard it, way back in the day, every time I listen to it, without fail, I get a specific feeling from it, where I feel like I'm, like, in the clouds and I'm floating, and I love songs that make me feel that way. So, like, yeah, I guess it's like disassociation music, I guess you could call it, but it's also just like a specific feeling. So I just like, I can listen, like, there's like a dichotomy, right? There's like songs that I like that are mostly my favorites of all time that make me feel like I'm floating. But there's, I do listen to music that makes me feel grounded, so there's like regular music that makes me feel grounded, and then there's the music that makes me float. I don't know, I just like to feel light on my feet when I'm listening to music. Like I could just take off at any time. Which there is a song on the White Album that does make me feel that way. That is a new favorite of all time that I will get into, I promise. Sexy Stady, still like, I like it enough, I guess. I just still think about the fact that the song is about the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, so I'm just like, yeah, okay. And get lost in at the risk of sounding pretentious. Yep. Yes. Songs I can get lost in. That is the perfect way to describe it. But yeah, Sexy Sadie is still like, whatever. I just think it's funny to me personally because it is about the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Very not thinly veiled whatsoever. And then immediately is Helter Skelter. But, like, the thing is, my commute ends about the time I get to Helter Skelter. But there was one time the traffic was so bad that I did make it all the way through Helter Skelter. And I started the next song, which I then finished in the house when I got inside. And I have not been able to stop listening to it since. And nobody told me that this song exists. And I am just like in awe. And it's a George song, because of course it's a George song. It's long, long, long. Oh my god. I love Long, Long, Long so bad. This is what I mean when I say songs that make me feel like I'm floating. I don't know what the fuck George put in that song, but that song makes me feel like I'm floating. Unironically, it feels like I'm floating in the middle of the air, and it's just like, oh my god. I love it so fucking much. I can't get over it. I have been listening to it nonstop. Long, 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 my beloved. It's been a long, long, long time. Like, ah! I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. I'm just like, yes, yes. It sounds timeless too, which is crazy. It sounds like something that would be made now, and I'm just like, bro, this is a Beatles. This is from the 60s? Holy fucking shit, bro. I lost my fucking marbles. I lost my goddamn marbles. I love the piano part to Sexy Sadie so much, but I found the lyrics to be a little bit cringe, for lack of words, so it's a bit upsetting song for me, lol. That's totally fair. But yeah, anyway, sorry. But yeah, that's my opinions of songs thus far. George songs usually go crazy. True! Honestly, fucking Within You, Without You, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, fucking Long, 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 Sans Savoy Truffles, okay. I just think he sounds hungry when he's made this song. I think I mentioned this last stream, but it sounds like he just was craving desserts when he made this song. I was like, okay. But most George songs are, dude. Oh my god. There's a handful of later Beatles songs that sound like they're crazy ahead of their time. Like no one was making music that sound like exactly. My god, there's so many Beatles songs that sound timeless, and it's crazy. Crazy. They were just they. Oh, I forgot Here Comes the Sun. Here Comes the Sun. I always sing that song when the sun comes out at work, because I'm cringe. Savoy Truffle just reeks of last-minute lyrics deadline meeting. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit, yeah. Hey, I mean, it still sounds fine, but I'm just not a big fan of Savoy Truffle. As a whole. God, anyway. Sorry, I'm like, how can I make this, stream about, us doing Am I the Asshole about the Beatles? I have to stick them in somewhere, and I can't help myself. I'm so sorry. My hyperfixation has taken over all aspects of life, and I am just sticking it in, not subtly, into every single fucking thing that I do, because I can't get over it. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I teach a lot of 60s British music to my students, like the Rolling Stones, etc. And I'm just like, damn, none of you guys are as good as the Beatles. Yeah. I mean, look, I feel passionately about the Beatles, but I mean, I'm not like, oh, they're the greatest band on the fucking planet, you know? I'm not like reaching up to them like they're gods or whatever of music. I have an eclectic taste in music. I will listen to anything and everything, and I don't really necessarily have favorites per se. Like, sure, I have a favorite song of all time, but I don't have a favorite genre of all time, really. Because you can't really put music that makes me feel like I'm floating into a specific genre. But I don't know. I know what you mean when you say that, by the way, but I'm just also like, I don't know. I listen to a lot of music, and I don't know. I guess I'm not as music savvy as a lot of people are, as you are, Leah. So I just have a tendency to be like, I like this. And most people are like, this shit sucks. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I love it in my heart of hearts, and I will always love it in my heart of hearts. I don't know, I see the good in most stuff. I try to avoid labeling any band or artist as the greatest of all time because it feels weird. Yeah. I mean, also, just in general, like, I'm not revering the Beatles as, like, gods among men, because obviously they fucking sucked ass. Like, I'm not necessarily clutching onto them as good people, per se. They were horrible. I mean, we could talk forever about, like, John Lennon and how he treated his first wife, Cynthia, and even all of the other women in his life. We could talk about Paul being a piece of shit to all the women in his life as well, with one specific incident I had read a quote from about him helping John take upskirt shots of women, and Jane walking out on him, and him being like, oh, babe, come on, it's just a joke, or whatever, which is like, ugh. I'm not of a celebrity idol worship person. I've never been that kind of person, and it also applies to musicians as well. I've never felt the tendency to put them as gods above men, or even just, like, idolize them or have a favorite anybody, per se. I say I have favorites, but I don't feel like an attachment to them, per se, because I just don't get idolization of celebrities or celebrity worship or whatever. You know, I can appreciate the art that they did, and maybe even appreciate some of the things they've done as people, but I don't necessarily hold them to the highest regard because, like, I don't know, that just doesn't feel right, necessarily. So, yeah. Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I took my glasses off because I needed to get that thought out, and I was gonna get distracted. It said, though, there are some musicians I see perform, and I'm like, holy shit, you are once in a life one of the best musicians on the planet currently, yeah. I saw Tigray Hamasyan, I hope I pronounced that correct, Hamasyan, play in New York City a few years back, and I was like, god damn, you are insane, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I just have a very specific degree of, like, separation. I can appreciate art in some instances, but a lot of instances I'm like, yeah. That's why I say I don't have a favorite Beatle, because I just feel incredibly uncomfortable saying, like, I like this specific person or whatever. If I were to say I like a specific person in this regard, I guess I would say, like, I like their persona that they put up as opposed to, like, the actual person, because it just feels uncomfortable to say, oh, I like this specific person. I like the persona. I don't like the person. I don't know. But that even still feels weird. I don't know. I'm just weird about that kind of thing. I'm not like a lot of people when it comes to celebrities. I can never get invested in their, like, personal lives. Of course I'm insane about Beatles lore because, of course, it's insane, and I'm obsessed with how insane it is. But I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, I'm just detached. I'm just like, I'm like an observer, I guess. I'm just here for the ride. I don't have any personal stake in anything. I'm just like, yeah, this is interesting. I feel like I'm at a museum or something, looking at a display case. And I'm like, huh, you know, I'm like, like that, I guess. I don't know. I hope I'm explaining this okay. Don't mind me crunching on my lozenge. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like I had to explain that. I felt like I had to explain myself to some degree. I don't know. I might have over-explained myself. I'm sorry if I did. I feel less bad about loving John's music since he's been dead for longer than he's been alive. Yeah, That's true. He did get his comeuppance, I will say. That's karma, baby. You do bad shit, boom, you're dead. He did get his comeuppance, certainly. I guess I don't think I will probably ever divulge into listening to his personal music, because I'm just not at that stage where I'm comfortable with doing that. But I will listen to like songs that he's written personally for the Beatles or done vocals for. I'm fine with that, but otherwise, like his personal stuff, I don't know. I feel weird about that for some reason. I think the only song that I've listened to individually of John's is, oh my god, I think there was a demo of Real Love that I listened to a little bit of that made reference to the fact that he was missing Paul a little bit, and I was just like, okay. The Real Love demo is bonkers, because, like, he's very not subtle in that song, and it's very funny to me. Like, buddy. Imagine is absolutely worth a listen, and some various other solo tunes of his that I like. Imagine is ruined for me forever, because people have memed on that fucking song forever, and I just cannot get it. I just can't. I can't unhear the memes. I just can't. So that one's ruined for me forever. It is genuinely beautiful, I know, but I just can't unhear the memes of it, which is sad, because I know it's a good song deep down, but just so many people have memed on it. I'm just like, bitch. Nope. Not happening. Whoops. But yeah. I do want to listen to, actually, I really want to listen to Real Love, but, I don't know, the demo just sticks with me, and I think about the demo. I just think about the demo, that's all I think about. Because I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're talking about missing Paul when he's out there on his farm and he has a new baby on the way. You're not talking about a woman, I know that much. That one's funny to me. Like, it's crazy how he put out a tune like, hey, wouldn't a world without organized religion and social hierarchy be cool and awesome? And everyone was like, yeah, that would be sick, huh? And then did nothing about it, yeah. They were like, yeah, that would be great. Anyway, just completely disregarded it. Oh my god. Anyway, is there anything else I want to talk about that I have in my brain that I want to get out before I end stream and not see you guys for another week that I think is pertinent? No, I don't think I do. I talked about all I think I needed to talk about or wanted to talk about. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Do I have anything? Can't think of it, no. Nothing's rattling up there in my brain. Not really. I need to stop doing that. And yet I proceed to do it anyway. Oh well. I'm enabling myself. Anyway. Some of Paul's solo music's really great too. I sent you one of my favorites, I think. Yeah, I think he's... What was it? Like Junk? You sent me, I think? I still need to listen to that. I don't know. I've only listened to one of Paul's solo songs. I don't know. I'll have to see how I feel about going into that. The Beatles solo... I've listened to one of George's solo songs, and I think it's his most popular, which is My Sweet Lord, and it was... Yep. I was like, yep, that's a George song. The one I sent you, he wrote as a Beatles song, but it never got put on anything that makes you feel any better. LOL. Yeah, I know, that's... I'll see about it one day, whenever I get around to it. I'm in a weird place right now. But yeah, I'll see about it soon. Anyway, I should probably end stream, because I'm just rambling now, and people are coming into stream and being like, what the fuck is this person talking about? Nobody wants to hear you talk about the Beatles. Like, shut up. I want to talk about the Oh, wait. There is, like, one thing there's a play in the UK where they made a play adaptation of Two of Us, the biopic from 2000. I want to see it so fucking bad. You have no idea. I'm so envious of the people in the UK for once in my goddamn life. I want to go see the plays so fucking bad. You have no idea. I loved Two of Us when I watched it initially. And now I want to go see the play. Oh my god. I want to go see it so bad. I'm like shaking the bars of my not the bars. I'm shaking my window and I'm just like, bitch, let me get out there. I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't know. I just have the hearkening to go see it. I just want to know what they've done with it. And how they adapted that movie, because that movie is so fucking bonkers. It's good, but it's bonkers. And I want to know what they did in the play adaptation of it. Did they make it even more fanfiction-y? I don't know. I want to know, though. But one thing I don't like is that the poster for it, I'm pretty sure is AI art, which sucks ass. Terrible, terrible. And also, like, they put the actors that are doing Paul and John have their, like, hair and styling from, like, the Get Back era, as opposed to, like, the fact that this was, what, 1976 that Two of Us takes place? So, John would not have his long hair, as far as I recall. He would have his shorter hair. And Paul would still have a mullet, but he wouldn't have much scruff on him. But they put scruff on him, I think, when I'm like, okay, I see you like McBeardy, but we don't have to go that far. I don't know what we're doing here, but anytime I see anything with AI art, I immediately block her and follow them out. I know. And that sucks. I'm like, bitch, why did you have to use AI art for your freaking poster? Get an artist. There are so many Beatles fans out there that would kill to get a commission to do the poster for Two of Us, because there are so many Beatles fans that love Two of Us. Myself included. Except I probably wouldn't do it justice, but I still really want to go see the play regardless. There's like a whole bunch of Easter eggs in it, and I want to see it. Ugh. But I will not be able to see it. So I will just probably stick with the movie. I will probably just stick with the movie instead. Oh well. Anyway, I think that's all I have to talk with you guys about today. So thank you for listening to my insane ramblings as is per usual. Next week, we are going back to finishing what we were drawing last week, because I took a break this time because I didn't feel like drawing. We're gonna go back to that, finish that up, maybe do some more doodles, and also talk about Beatles stuff still, or just anything on my mind. You're saying bitch so much it makes you sound like Jesse Pinkman. Oops. My bad. I don't mean to throw around bitch so much. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't mean to accidentally be Jesse Pinkman. I'm in my own private domicile and I will not be detained, bitch. Or however that quote goes. I almost said homicile, then I'm like, wait. I love the Beatles, Mr. White. I love the Beatles, bitch. Who would Jesse's favorite Beatle be? You guys are distracting me. God damn it. You're distracting me. You're prolonging stream even longer. No, but who would you... Quick, everyone. Put in your... Those of you who know the Beatles, who would Jesse's favorite Beatle be? Quick, I need to know before I end stream. I don't know who he would like. If he liked the Beatles, I don't know who he would like. Maybe John? I don't know. That's a toss-up for me. I don't know. Maybe John? Maybe George? I don't know who he would be cool with. Maybe Paul? Maybe he might like them all. Make a poll. There's not a lot of people in chat. Jesse would definitely be like, the Beatles are overhated. I only listen to Hate Breed. You know what? You're right. He would say the Beatles are overrated. Hey, yo, Mr. White. I hate the Beatles, Mr. White. They're overrated. I hear them in the Walmart every time I go in there. Like, bitch, what the fuck is this? I want to listen to my 9-inch nails. I want Trent Reznor, not fucking John Lennon. Okay, fuck. I have to end stream now. Okay, I have to end stream. Okay, we're going next week. Next week, we are going to finish up drawing and doing doodles and whatever I feel like, honestly. Also, thank you again to my lovely girlfriend for doing the thumbnail. She's come in clutch the past couple of times we've done streams, so bless her. Grandpa music. Thank you to her contributions. I appreciate it greatly. And you guys should too. She worked her butt off to get both of these thumbnails done. And their quality too. So thank you to her. And yeah, anyway. Make sure you get something to eat if you haven't eaten anything yet. Make sure you get something to drink if you haven't drank anything yet. Make sure you take your meds. If you haven't taken them yet, it's better to take them late now. Take them late. Better to do it now than never, as I always say. If you are in school currently, which I know a lot of you are, make sure you study for that test or do your homework if you haven't yet. Also, better to do it late than never, as I always say. Make sure you pet your pets, water your plants, take a shower if you haven't yet, brush your hair, brush your teeth, do what you need to do to take care of yourselves. Just know that I love you, and I care about you, and there are people in your life that love and care about you as well, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye! Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye.